Bite dust. Bite dust.
Seraphine ult is gonna match with the pool, so they can't follow up yet. Ego's in the middle of everything. There's not enough CC yet. Cleanse is out. Now Ryan gets to go in without the flash. Pressure to get in, and the soul goes down. Yes, Noxus will go down as well, but Egoist can now come in with soul. Will not get more than just a double kill. Going in, gonna get CC'd and killed. And that's definitely gonna be game one for Divine Temple. Now the Seraphine ult misses everyone from Brang, but they still gotta defend Doki. He will go down. It's a huge shutdown. Doki wants to fight, so he gets a 2 and he stuns 2 people, and they don't even need Doki will eventually fall. Doki a little over aggressive, maybe, probably not. There's no structures again, so Rar surely will pick up the tower here, maybe some extra kills with Elder, and we're definitely going to a game. Buffers the Q, which means Flash from Crackhead. However, forces the ultimate, but there's got to be enough CC that Ryan will be in trouble here. May get a kill, does not you're not able to ult for Wuji, and this might be the pressure that Rar needs to grow the game. He needs to find Tonic right now. Here comes Ring with the flash. Finds Tonic. Tonic will go down, and that's definitely going to mean that the fight is much harder. Rar will find everybody. Alright, welcome to LXC. Finally, for the playoffs for Crusader. This will be the first playoff games for Crusader. We're going to be watching the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th team. Sorry, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th team fight to see who gets to face 1st and 2nd next week. So this is eliminations, best of 3, just to get to the quarterfinals where we'll start best of 5. Tonight we're watching Conduit Blackout versus Dynasty Starweavers. And then, of course, off stream will be Brad Bolster and Rar. And the 1st and 2nd seed will be Ego Nog and Syndicate Strokers. They get a bye this week. And Syndicate Strokers gets to choose the winners between this game and the off stream game to play. And then Ego Nog will play the other one. So, just to be very clear, though, we're watching Conduit Blackout versus Dynasty Starweavers. It will be best of 3. The loser goes home. Anyways, I'm here as Scarlet, and this is Augite casting with me. Are you excited tonight, Augite, for first week of playoffs?
I mean, yeah, I'm excited. This is the second playoff I'm gonna be watching. I watched the other
Mm-hmm.
games yesterday. Those were
Mm-hmm.
awesome, and I'm only expecting great things from this league.
I'm sorry. Are you calling it watching whenever you cast now? Like you're just like a watcher that just happens to talk to the viewers?
I mean, uh, when you say it like that, it sounds like I'm being weird, but like, yeah,
Okay,
that's pretty
cool.
much all I do. I just sit here and talk at my computer. To an outside perspective, I look strange.
Also, I will be asking Vish, our support person, if Rar happens to bring out any interesting strategies that we may or may not have seen last week.
So
But
the
you know,
so are we keeping it secret from them, or can I just say it? Like,
no, you could say it because it was on stream last week. I'm pretty
okay,
sure
then.
everyone
So yeah,
who wants to know should know.
you want to see the double jumper then?
Not just the double jungle, but bringing in Doki from the I always remember the leagues correctly. Yep.
Sentinel.
But I'm just making sure. Arbiter League. No, he's in the Arbiter League. He just also plays in Sentinel. Did he play in Sentinel yesterday? I didn't pay attention to Sentinel yesterday.
He did play yesterday.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Oh,
Anyways, they might bring
it
him.
did not go well. Not go well.
Oh, they might
Yeah.
not have the confidence then to go for either way. I'm hearing
Okay.
a voice in my ear telling me that Doki doesn't care and he's going to be showing up for his Emerald team, and do what he could not for his Sentinel team.
Ooh,
And
he's going for that redemption. I respect it.
exactly. So I'm excited to see if they pull out some interesting tricks of taking Smite in the support role. But we will almost certainly not see any of that because I doubt that either of these teams saw that and went, yeah, that seems like something we should pick up. Um, so it's going to be probably not 100% sure, normal games for here. So we have seen these teams throughout the split. Um, oh, okay, I see now. I thought this was a joke. Okay. Also, um,
Mhm.
should announce that there's going to be announcement basically of the final week for the split. There's going to be a Vish versus Soul comp game. Basic gist: it's going to be single signups, no teams. Player will be randomized via Wheel of Fortune into positions on the two teams, and people may not get into positions they know. Uh, And wow. So this that will be interesting. Um, we'll send out the full information later. But just wanted to, if that's in my notes, I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to say it. I hope it wasn't a leak.
That's a weird couple spot that you just announced. All right.
Well, I mean, at some couples, they take bets and then one of them wants to wash the dishes. Some of them take bets on drafting league teams and forcing them to play out. That would be really funny. Okay,
only
but
with,
we'll announce more
only with
about
our
that later.
producers.
We're
Yep.
here for week 1 of the playoffs. It's kind of like week 0.05 because we're really talking about who will get into quarterfinals in the best of 5. This is obviously best of 3 because the game 3 wouldn't matter if one of the teams is 2-0. But I am hopeful to see a full 3 games.
I would like to see that. I don't expect it, but I would like to see it.
I didn't say I expect it, but it's always nice to see 3 games. It's also fun to see 2-0 sometimes too. Um, regardless, um, the new patch dropped. Was it Monday or Wednesday? New patches drop on the same day. I don't know why I'm getting confused on this. It was recently. It was last week. So teams are still getting a little bit used to things. I still expect Smolder to be highly picked. I think that Senna is
Definitely.
probably still properly high pick priority. And then teams in our leagues have been prioritizing Maokai still despite the nerfs. Not sure if that's going to continue through today at our highest league in playoffs, but it's just a good all around champion, even if he's not completely broken. And I'm not sure the nerfs completely made him to where it will be fair.
No, I do know. I saw Malka yesterday on Doki. It was versus the center you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Senna, Senna never let Doki touch him without being extremely punished for it.
Mm-hmm.
If Doki W, Senna made sure that he was in the middle of 5 people, so that
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so that Doki just immediately got murdered. It was hard to watch, fun to watch. Sorry, I meant to say it was fun to watch. It so yeah. And also Famine Senna is pretty much dead, so I'm happy. Like
Sorry, who did
uh,
you say was pretty much dead?
Famine Senna is pretty much dead. It's more lethality
Oh, yeah,
Senna.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
So
gotcha,
I'm
gotcha.
I'm happy as a clam right now.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Just it's just finally over.
It's
But
finally.
Smolder's here. But
Yeah,
Smolder's
I
here,
don't think
so
Smolder's really leaving. Unfortunately, Riot has not really caught on yet to what every league player knows, and that Smolder does not feel good to play with or against, really. And I'm not sure if they're going to be able to change it that quickly. And I'm just re-updating myself on some of the players. And it looks like we are
okay.
getting into draft now.
Yep, so
Karma Band's
stop.
been seeing this a lot. I think it's very respectful, just to be 100% honest. If you're not willing to play something that really does well into it, it's just so annoying to play against in mid lane. Cinnabon also makes 100% sense. We haven't seen anything that's been really targeted per se, at least from what I've seen of these players. But
Yeah, those are just I was
um
about to say those look like just general bands, so
right? I mean, you expect to see Graves and Viego, however, a little bit more niche. I think that these are good
that's
bands.
for
If Oh, you can go
that's
ahead.
from Starweavers, right?
hmm
Okay, yeah,
Uh,
that's on Psych then. That's a very targeted band against Psych then.
hmm I
Ooh,
am more
Graves
interested in
and
what you're
Vigo.
willing to. I'm more interested in what they're willing to blind pick. However, Virus makes sense. I mean, he's been pretty much stable this entire season. I think just as that pick that is easy to blind pick. However, it does leave open a certain tiny dragon that has been the talk of all drafts. I feel like Smolder is mentioned at least once every day in every league, not just ours. And he will continue to see play here. And the fact that Conduit Blackout's not willing to pick it on blue means they've got to prove something here, because if they can't beat it either, then they've got a real conundrum on how they play the draft out.
That's true, and Varus is one of Aqua's. champions. Like that's his most played champion this year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's his comfort pick for him. If in the first game, Aqua's on that. Wait, did I say Aqua? Oh, thank you, God. Um, I meant
I'm so glad
righteous.
that God also talks to you like other people that we may have been talking about earlier and has
Don't
told you
bring that up because I can't talk about it until we're done, and it hurts me. Um,
Sorry, that
yeah,
probably was a little rude. I'm sorry.
it's okay. Just don't do it again, please. But the Realm Lee Sin get picked up. Rail, unsurprising. I mean, I don't know if that's a jungle rail or a support rail yet. We'll see.
I think it's a support role because we do see the Lee Sin, and while Lee Sin in lane is fun, I
I
imagine
can't
he's
believe
likely
I
going
just said
jungle.
that, and I was about to say Lee Sin too. I'm sorry. I was really focusing on the topic I can't bring up. Like that's really what
Okay,
I'm thinking
let's
about
get back.
now. You really
To
messed
the
me up.
draft then. Lee Sin versus Kindred is a classic matchup ever since Kindred's release. Two very proactive, strong junglers that like to get in each other's faces. Neither team has picked a mid laner for sure. I mean, Smolder's goes mid a lot, so it's definitely possible. But the mid lane matchup is going to determine how the Kindred Lee Sin matchup goes so heavily because they really do not like having a mid laner that's weak and not protecting their jungle or helping them invade. Two top lane bans from Dynasty Starweavers, however, not even caring about the mid matchup yet. But I wonder if they're doing this because they want to blind pick top lane and then not have to worry about getting counterpicked. Two top lane bans from Conduit Blackout, however, as well. No, they're blind picking Ari, which is a safe pick that's always going to have prio in almost every matchup. So banning the two top laners means that they're just comfortable that there's really not anything that Figgy can pick that will shut down Golden's Ari. And I think that is probably a fair assessment. It's very rare to be able to shut down Ari for any matchup.
That's true.
So
I mean, but this does leave him a lot of options here.
for sure. But top lane has to blind pick with all these bans down. Right? There's four. I mean, there's some fringe top laners banned as well, but there's four like main top laners banned. Syndra, a very good pick into Ari, doesn't freely give up prio, still does fine into it, and can get prio should uh, Figgy be able to play the matchup correctly. Just a question. Well, I don't know. I haven't played much Syndra into Ari really. I feel like
Lucky's
Renekton
back.
blind, classic. Um, but returning back to Syndra versus Ari, I think that either side can really get wave control depending on who plays it better. So skill matchup for sure, in my opinion. Poppy makes a lot of sense. You already see the Lee Sin and the Renekton. Feels really good to be able to stop their stuff, along with being able to potentially protect your Smolder from being in harm's way.
Yeah, because this also prevents real W, correct?
Um, yeah, yes. Sorry, I'm just thinking of it. Prevent. I know if you CC Rel W, I think it still gives a knockup, but she doesn't follow through.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
but
Can't wait to
that's
see how
CC.
that interaction
I don't know
works.
about Poppy W. I remember being confused about this recently. I was annoyed because Rel don't knock me up, and I thought she wouldn't, but I don't think it was Poppy. So I think if you CC her, she still comes through with a knockup. But Poppy W is specifically coded for dashes, so it might be different. Either way, very standard picks here. I think that Smolder bot lane is honestly pretty rare to see. I usually see him solo lane. Maybe that's just because people are trying to flex him enough that he goes into solo lanes a lot. But Smolder Thresh doesn't seem like it would be ideal versus Varus Rel. So I'm curious to see how that matchup goes. The junglers really have their pick of the litter to go for ganks. I don't think either jungler is going to be upset if they're cross map or same side. It's really going to be about if Syndra or Ari can get prio, or if Lisa and Kindred can get a really nice gank off early because they both really want to be in the laners' faces. Um, and yeah, what do you think about all these matchups?
Let's see. I think that Renekton is gonna pop off. I want to see Renekton pop off. I'm sorry. Um, Also, second day in a row, I've seen Renekton here on stream, and hopefully, just like the other one, he dominates.
Mhm. Yeah, I see that you seem to have a little bit of a bias. Well, Monday
Always.
I revealed my bias for Smolder. Not really. I just kept on talking about him because I thought he was going to do something, and he never did.
Oh
But
yeah, I heard
maybe this
about
time he
that.
will.
Hey, but
Maybe this time he will.
yours got a pentakill though, right?
He
You
did
the
get a
one
pentakill on Monday, but I'm telling you, it didn't matter if they had Smolder or they had Ash. Like, it was really like the game was over. He just happened to get a pentakill. Okay. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Either way, we're going to have to see how Smolder can stack it up or if the junglers can get super aggressive after a quick break, and we'll get right into game after that break.
Yep.
It's hard to get over such a beautiful lie. When I still want you closer, I am longing for closure, and I'm wondering why. No matter what I do, I keep on falling for. I keep on falling for. I keep on falling for. I keep on.
Hello and welcome to game 1 of Conduit Blackout versus Dynasty Starweavers. Starting out pretty standard here. Doesn't look like anything untoward is happening.
Oh,
No
cowards.
one doing anything crazy.
Cowards, all of the cowards.
You know what is crazy though, All Guy? Not to not to, make our viewers think anything's weird going on, but Rard does have 2 smites locked in on the off broadcast game.
Oh yeah, that's happening. That is happening.
We will have to update with you with that later whenever clearly BBC has had the entire week to prepare for it, so surely they have an answer. Anyways, 5-point here.
Kind of hope they don't.
Normal items. Minion Dematerializer for Syndra. Does kind of help early game with that prio I was talking about earlier. More so than Biscuits, in my opinion, honestly. Like, Biscuits help if you mess up getting prio, or if you somehow bait them into really aggressive trades, but Minion Dematerializer will help you for sure get prio.
I'm gonna give you
Syndra
props
going for a
saying the
crazy
word.
ward. Thicky just absolutely walking up and getting a Raptor ward that was a little greedy, but it works out, and now they will know exactly where Jordan is and whenever she gets to her Raptors.
All right, go ahead and take back Syndra's coward status. That's a real one right there. That's brave. But yeah, also, you know more about Smolder than me. Is that a standard start for him with the whole Doran's ring?
Doran's ring for Smolder? Yes. So it scales a little so the trades are a little bit harder if you don't have Doran's Blade, but Doran's ring allows you to stack more because it gives you the mana regen. And if you just try to focus on pure stacking, you're gonna lose mana as Smolder. But it does make your trades a little bit worse because while you have AP scaling, the abilities your attacks are obviously worse. Meanwhile, they're not respecting level 2, so they will take quite a bit of damage on Thresh and a little bit on Aqua.
Yeah, that all right, cool. Thanks for answering that. Yeah, they said didn't respect it, and they still got the hook on the rail and still didn't get any damage on the rail. So fun time.
Yeah, there was level 1. They could not walk into that trade, and Varus in extended trades does really well, while Smolder really wants his burst QW. So they can't really go for the extended trade. Even with this hook C, it's just a Q and a W from Smolder. Obviously, that was also because Aqua couldn't walk up to the minion wave, so maybe she will do more in the future. And E kind of helps that. But
Renekton damage.
yep, classic.
Yeah, Poppy's almost auto corrupting pots up here already, and it's only 3 minutes in. You gotta love Renekton. I mean,
but only Lee Sin is pathing up, and Jordan has pathed down towards her bot side, and everyone knows where Kindred is too. So there is potential for some kind of aggressive play from Psyche. We'll have to see it though, because this would be the time, right? You get the wave pushed out, and if Renekton stops hitting the mini wave here, that means they are going for a gank. If he continues to hit it, then they're going for a dive or nothing, Clearly, Wheeze is continuing to hit it, so they're either setting up a dive or just going to use the prio to make sure that Lee Sin doesn't get bothered on this crab.
well, let's see. He took the crab. Looks like Lee Sin is pathing towards Ari now.
I like that a lot. You're already doing well in top lane. You don't need to go for an unnecessary dive. Poppy resists it pretty well. Looks like directed camera's decided top lane is more important because he's going to go for it. Anyways, and Wee's going to take 2 tower shots. And the really well done E from Vichko means that she gets first blood despite Weeze's aggression.
Oh, no. I mean, good job, Poppy, but I really wanted Renekton to get that kill. Like, I'm so biased right now, but like,
it is really unfortunate to pick Renekton and give up first blood in a 1v1 aggression moment.
That he was
really well played from Vichko. It was pretty close, yeah.
I'm genuinely disappointed. Like, oh, you can't see my face because I hope you're just watching the game, but I'm very upset right now. All right. Well,
all right. Once again, everyone knows where Jordan is, so Renekton has to back up, but he's not doing it quite readily. Gonna get stunned, does not have flash. I don't know if they're gonna go that deep for this. They do go for it a flash auto, and Jordan's gonna get another kill, and Wheeze is incredibly sad, but not as sad as Agate is currently.
You can't see I'm devastated. Yeah, this is I don't care about this game anymore.
So
I'm
they moved
playing,
Duck up, which is
but
really awkward because they didn't need to move Duck. I mean, obviously, they didn't know this, but since Renekton died, Thresh is just kind of here despite not needing to be, and Rel has continued to stay to pressure bot lane and Mountain Drake, and I think this is going to set Aqua further behind, despite it being the correct play.
oh yeah,
However, right
definitely.
now, Yipsy is only getting vision down. They're not really progressing to put pressure on Smolder yet, and Thresh is on the way back. So it looks like they only used to deny like 4 or 5 minions, not XP, just the
Oh, Ari
CS.
is here. They are trying to do this dragon.
Yeah, but this dragon still, you don't have the jungler, so you can't really aggress that hard on this as Ari, and she loses her ult for it. This is just not understanding that Kindred was showing top for the Void Grubs, and even just showing your face against this team comp could mean disaster. So Golden has to use a ultimate just to make sure that they're on Mountain Drake whenever you could have already told that, just from the fact that everyone knew you were in Grubs. And so, honestly, you move the Thresh up just to make a bad trade, because you get the Void Grubs, but you lose Mountain Drake, which is the more important objective, almost certainly. And they lose, and you also lose your Ari ult.
Yep, pretty bad position there for some scouting for information they already should have known. So, hook misses.
Okay.
What?
You just
Sorry.
want Renekton. You want Renekton to win even if he's doing horribly. Okay, okay, I see you.
Listen, I came in. I told you I wanted earlier when we were talking. I wanted Renekton. I wanted Renekton to wreck shop on his Poppy. I like Poppy, like truly love her from the bottom of my heart. But
Oh,
Renekton
that's
is
my.
dope as all get out.
Never
Um,
mind.
yeah, that's wasn't going
Relatable.
anywhere. You saw you knew it wasn't going anywhere. He flayed. He
Yeah,
he
sure.
didn't, he didn't want the smoke. But yeah, even now, look. I mean, even with those 2 kills, Renekton is still dangerous to this Poppy for now, and he didn't even miss any CS from when he was gone because they killed him back to back. I think on the same wave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he
So
actually didn't teleport whenever he died. He just came back in, maybe lost a little bit of the wave to the minions being pushed out. And then after dying a second time, he teleported back. So he shouldn't have lost that much. Maybe some gold. Which is why he's down 500 gold to that, and the fact that Poppy has a kill and a assist. Obviously, Renekton is up CS for now. Should be about even whenever the waves completely collapse.
yep.
And bot lane might
Also,
turn into something if Righteous gets hooked. It does not.
yeah, Cassandra is here.
So is Ari, or Ari's here. Golden's here. But so is Lee Sin.
Excuse
No,
me. I
hook goes
saw.
wide. If this charm doesn't turn into much, it won't be anything. Smolder
Ooh.
comes in with ultimate. Righteous just walks away and has cleanse. Now Lee Sin is here, and if they just back up, Kindred or Syndra will be here really late. Set goes in for the flash ultimate, will die for it, but Aqua will also fall. And now Righteous is in a little bit of trouble, but Syndra is here. If Golden can get this kill, it's good, but she might get stunned on the way out. Doesn't quite. Righteous is able to flash out. Doesn't have to use cleanse. Flash from Yipsy for flash for Golden, which is probably not worth it for Ari Flash. Now Kindred is here, however, and Vicky has no way to get back to mid lane. Yeah, no way
Man,
to get back to mid lane except for recall and going the long way.
I'm not entirely sure why they hard committed there.
Yeah, I kind of liked having them eat the Smolder ult, get the kill, and then just back off. Or actually just back off before the kill, rather. Because then
Yeah.
Syndra could have backed off and made sure Ari didn't, or lost a lot for it. But instead, Ari gets a kill. No, Ari didn't get a kill there, right? Man, my mind is
No, Ari. Wait, where did Ari get this kill from? Was that from this? I
Yes, because
think
they
was
all
it.
have access spot lane.
Yeah. So they. Oh, he got the last hit on Lee Sin then.
Yeah, that's right. Whenever he flashed it, I think if they did not go for the aggressive Lee Sin ultimate, it would have been just fine because Syndra backs up, denies Ari a wave, and then you just eat Ari's tempo. But instead, they go for the play. They give Ari a kill for giving Rel a kill. Meanwhile, Wee's in trouble again, another gank, but this time with also the support. There's nowhere for this Croc to go. We'll go forward. Now he's just flashing out, and I guess there is somewhere for him to go. Meanwhile, Syke and
Yeah.
Yipsy are here to make sure they back off, and this time they are not playing over aggressive. They're just going to look to secure Void Grubs with their advantage, which is something I think they should have done in the bot play. But now, able to use their tempo wisely, not going for an over aggressive play. Well, we'll see if it's over aggressive soon. Dark Duck gets a hook onto Rel, but that's not who you want to hook. Meanwhile, ult away Kindred. Psyche is now running for his life, cannot W yet. Doesn't die yet. There goes down to Golden now, and Golden still has a bunch of ult charges. Kindred ult runs out. Wheeze goes down. Now Yipsy will go down, and there's not enough
you
damage
hate
to
to
get any of
see
these
it.
low health people. And the Kindred ult was able to save the play massively, along with Ari's positioning.
Oh man. Okay, so.
Oh, they want to go for something else, I guess. I'm not entirely sure what the communication is. I guess she wants the mark. So they're getting the ground, then going back to Void Grubs, which is not something I've seen before, but I guess that makes sense because
You can say it's greedy. You can say it's the word greedy. It's greedy.
Yeah, but unlike other objectives, Gorbs doesn't change the spawn of anything because Herald always spawns at 14 minutes if this is the second Grubs. So I guess they don't really delay the spawn of anything, and you get the mark sooner, so it probably is worth it. It just feels weird.
I mean, listen, when you're this far ahead at this point, you can do whatever you want, honestly. Just being
Not biased,
annoying.
by the way. Not biased, by the way.
That wasn't a high like how Renekton is gonna make a comment. That was just a high because it was funny. It's always funny to interrupt the recall. This is always funny. He didn't need to do that, but he just felt like he should. It's just funny.
All right, so one thing to note is that even though Conduit Blackout is behind, if they get this dragon, it won't really matter because the thing that will stop Smolder is soul stacking. I don't think they have much of a chance to get this dragon, but anything can happen. But should Dynasty Starweavers get the dragon as is expected, then Smolder will delay the game until later and later with delaying the soul potential from Conduit Blackout. So I think this dragon actually really is kind of a flashpoint. Because Dynasty Starweavers are not only ahead, they also have inevitability on their side.
Are they gonna Thanos snap these dudes? What are you talking about?
Yeah. Whenever Smolder gets 225 stacks, takes about 30 seconds, and then he Thanos snaps. And the game's over. I honestly think Smolder would be less frustrating if it they cheats to 300 stacks and then your Nexus exploded. Honestly. No one wants to play against a Smolder for 30 to 45 seconds, you're like, maybe we can pull it out. Maybe. I mean, come on, he's not that strong, and then he just fucking kills your entire team. It's ridiculous. I'm sorry. Meanwhile, Smolder ult coming in to zone out. Again, this dragon is pretty important. They do get it. Varus secures it somehow. And this fight's really strong, too. It's going to be AoE on anyone.
Whoa.
Everyone. Kindred ult wasn't up. And suddenly, even though they're super behind, they get 2 kills for 0 and the dragon.
All right. Well, I don't think they could have asked for a better fight.
Yeah, it looked like Dynasty wanted the dragon so much that they were willing to miss position and face check for it, and Conduit Blackout just completely punished them for it.
Yep, and now they're hard pushing the mid lane, and Renekton has no fear of anybody coming to his lane for a few seconds. Oh.
For now. Up 20
man.
CS, though, which is pretty nice considering the 3 deaths. But the XP lead isn't quite there. Level 9 to level 10 for Beichigo, despite everything that's gone on. Meanwhile, Aqua getting jumped on, not going to be stacking now. Might live for a little bit longer, might get some damage on Psych that turns into a kill, someone else comes. But it's really doubtful because all of Dynasty are on the top side of the map.
Yeah, I think
and that's just recognizing that
they're
probably going to run for Herald.
About Smolder.
Yeah, you can't get the 225 stacks this way.
That was extremely targeted.
I think it was just noticing that Thresh has moved up for every single one of these purple spawns. Herald's about to spawn. We know that Aqua is walking back towards lane surely by now. Thresh won't be there. Let's just jump her. And it works out.
I love how I can see that she paused in the little opening between the jungle. Like,
do I really want to walk here again?
I love how I just saw the icon just pause. Like, they're gonna try again.
Yeah, giving up Herald to just deny the bot laner is kind of an interesting choice. I like it, but it is risky. Meanwhile, Golden's committing a lot here. There's no one around, so I think it'll just turn into Figgy having to be a little pressured under tower. Doubt it's going to turn into a dive or a turnaround, because both junglers are kind of just ignoring it. But gotta feel good to be Golden and get that nice little trade there.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's probably one of the best feelings you can have as Ari, besides being 10-0.
Malignus Rush from Ari as well. Really wants to get these R charms in onto priority targets. We're still willing to fight it, by the way. Down a level, probably down some gold. just in the face of Poppy. Does not care.
Which is crazy because Poppy has the Sunfire and the armor boots already. Still
And
can't.
an extra cloth armor for fun.
Yeah, yeah. He shouldn't be trying to get these trades anymore. That time is over. Um, he only has his black cleaver, and now he's got the armor boots too. Yeah, no, that time is over, fam. Go find a new target.
You just don't believe in Renekton hard enough. Look, boom, bam.
No. I know in a drawn out fight he would definitely win, but Poppy's never going to stick around for the drawn out fight.
And she's
Right?
even freezing the wave in front of Wheeze.
The disrespectful, but when you're in this position, that's what you got to do.
Oh, this might be an all-in. Gets the stun off. Eve should be up soon. Not going to be able to go through any minions, however. Looks like it's
Kindred's
just going to be that trade until Kindred is here. Not really.
Is he going to walk out?
You should be able to flash out at least. Yeah, it does flash.
All right, so
Meanwhile, Aqua at half health. And there's a lot of people looking here. At least just a Lee Sin. Syndra's not looking yet. But the hook in might be a bait of all time because here comes Lee Sin. Has to flash out from Duck. And the arrow almost finds its mark. Here comes the Warthog Q. And that's another kill for Psych. However, Aqua, I'm not sure is going to be victim. Uses the ult to clear the wave, so the dive isn't really possible. However, the flash in means Aqua has to cleanse. Now Rel is coming. It doesn't even need Rel. Righteous gets the kill by himself. Wheeze, meanwhile, once again in a 1v2 situation. No flash this time. And they give it to Jordan.
Yep. And Repair's coming down up there. And that tower is probably going down before they can get that one. So yeah,
it's
Kindred pitching the
definitely close because bot lane has less health on the tower just because of how bullied Aqua has been and how much Thresh has roamed. So they do actually get the tower first bot side, which is a big deal considering the other side got Herald. However, it is just going to be a tower trade, and the first tower gold did go to jungle support and AD carry, while the top lane tower gold only went to Beichigo.
Is he going to stop Kindred? Oh, he didn't get it. I thought he got it for a second.
Unlucky.
Yep.
Alright, it is Ocean Soul. 2 dragons on Conduit Blackout side. Last dragon fight went completely different than what we expected. This time, I'm not sure what to expect. Wheeze is kind of, let's just say he's not going to be the most impactful crocodile, but everyone else on Conduit looks really strong.
Yep. I mean, even then, he still has ultimate, he still has a stun.
His Blood Cleaver still reduces armor for the other members of Conduit, including Righteous especially, who's gone lethality. So if they give him the next negative armor with Black Cleaver plus the lethality, it will definitely hurt. Meanwhile, Varus pushing mid, so they've got Prio mid, and Dynasty is not willing to start this dragon, so the minions are going to be lost. Wheeze gets hooked in. It's not really the target you want to hook, however. I don't think it's going to matter even if he dies here, because look at Beijigo's health, look at everyone else's health. Kindred ult does come out, but they're still all in the center there. Figgy's going to have a huge E. We're in any second now. Doesn't have it up. There it goes. Doesn't quite hit. However, everyone from Dynasty is either dead or on the wrong side of the map. Jordan has the best chance of getting out. Aqua is just trying to get back off. They will let her live this time because they want the dragon, because it'll be their 3rd dragon.
Oh man, I thought for a second that was going to go terribly, but no, like you said, they just don't want to hook the Renekton.
Right. It doesn't matter if Wheeze is super behind if his whole job is to be a sandbag. They didn't even kill him.
Yeah. He just popped his ultimate and was like, all right, I'm here now. And Kendrick is still getting chased. Don't know how that happened, but he was.
Yeah, I thought that she completed the recall. Unlucky. Oh, hook barely misses.
You thought that hit for a second too, didn't you?
This kind of goes back, This kind of goes back to that first Mountain Drake. This game would be completely different if Dynasty had the first Mountain Dragon or used the priority a little bit better. Now Smolder is super behind, probably doesn't have that many stacks. I will check. 101 at this time is a little light, I think. It's hard to say for sure. I'm not really good at Smolder stacks. I just think 101 is not quite where you want to be. You want to have at least a 125 by now, I believe. Either way, 03, no second item yet, so no cooldown coming until the cooldown boots and the cooldown item come in second. And there's 3 dragons now for Conduit, which they would have only had 2 had the Mountain Dragon gone to Dynasty with their priority. And the fact that Wheeze is behind doesn't matter if you still focus all your damage on him.
Yeah, I mean, You're right. Weez is just got a call feels too. I mean, man, this is hilarious because he's got 4 deaths, but my boy's still wrecking shop. Okay, it's just good to see. Good to see.
Oh, Hook
Um,
goes wide. Now Yipsy looking for something, but Golden is on the side with the ward on her, so they know. Top lane has moved to bot lane. No one's matching Figgy yet. Now Golden's coming, but if she face checks Figgy... Okay, no. Figgy does not want to go
yo,
that aggressive. Understandable.
has Righteous gotten hit by a hook this whole game?
Not that I'm aware of. They've hooked Rel, they've hooked
Hold
Psyche,
on,
and
do
they've
they know
hooked
they're there?
Wheeze.
Yeah, because I don't think Righteous has took one to the face. He's just been sidestepping.
Oh!
You see, like,
Yeah,
what's
pretty
up? You
good
got the
fancy
operation
feat.
hockey? Like, this man has been dodging all game. I respect it. Um, and he always. I haven't seen him. I don't. Have I seen? We haven't seen him miss arrows. Obviously, he spams Q. He obviously misses some of them, but still, the ones he hit are devastating.
And Wheeze does not look that far behind in these trades. Like, sure, he's not going to kill Beichigo anytime soon, but he's not going to die either. They ult, actually. So Wheeze thinks there's something coming out of this. No junglers are in the area, so it's going to be the sure 1v1, and I'm just wrong, I guess. It looks like he's going to get the kill. Dodges the ultimate. And
Okay,
Beichigo goes down to the 1v1 where he was winning the entire game until a few dragon fights.
you remember what I said that Redneck can for sure kill Poppy in a
Yeah.
prolonged fight, but Poppy will
Yeah.
never take the prolonged fight. I
Uh-huh.
like being right, and I hate being wrong, but I love when I'm right and I'm wrong at the same time. I don't know
Are they
why
starting
Poppy took
Baron?
that fight.
I'm gonna move directed camera for on my screen. Yes, they are starting Baron right now. I think directed camera will show you soon. There it goes. It's on Vision, however, and Ari has teleport, so I don't think it's too big of a risk that they're not going to be able to show up. It's just a question of if they're going to be able to do anything once they do show up. Wheeze is going to teleport as well. Ari comes in with the charm of the support. It might be good enough if they don't commit too much. There's the first hook on Righteous. Cleanses out, however. UFC will fall down, but Wheeze is behind. Wheeze is on the backline. Kindred's taking damage from Baron. So is Lee Sin. Ultimates goes on Baron, Lee Sin, and Kindred. Now Psych will fall while Baron is still really low. Figgy's going down 2 to a charm. Righteous gonna fall for the first time right there. Now Figgy's down, and suddenly the Baron call from Conduit is gonna turn into a Baron for Dynasty along with an ace for 0.
I'm genuinely confused on what just happened.
They tried to sneak Baron. They didn't have a
No,
sweeper.
I know that part. Oh
and
wait,
then,
do they not own a sweeper? Hold on, I can't see.
I don't know
on
if they
Rail.
didn't. Sorry. I don't know if they didn't sweep or just didn't care that there were wards there. And then Kindred ult was able to bait Lee Sin into the pit with low health. She was able to jump out of the pit. They were able to kill Lee Sin and then the Baron.
Okay, so I definitely saw Renekton run into Kindred in their jungle over here by the blue. I thought he was going to try to stall out Kindred until the Baron was like close to death, but he didn't. And then he teleported over to the fight instead of just walking to it like Kindred. I'm gonna say it right now. Obviously, that was a mistake.
All right, this is soul spawning, by the way. It seems like the team with the Baron should have control, but we've seen these dragon fights go crazy before. I don't think that Conduit's going to be willing to give it up. They could, because it is just the first dragon, but it's be respectable to also want to go for it whenever these fights have gone so crazy so far. All right, Crab is the first indication. It's going to go to Dynasty. Makes it a lot harder to walk in.
Their Conduit's kind of scared now. They didn't expect that fight to go that bad. I can tell. You can tell how they're acting. They didn't expect the fight to go that bad, and now they're kind of cautious.
Also, they're pushing in mid, and Dynasty's not respecting it. They will lose their mid tower for this without starting the dragon if they're not careful. Looks like they're sending Ari to answer, but if they get caught out... Oh, it's Yipsy that might be caught out here. Not quite. And Ari's able to answer the wave. But Varus is ready to push in the next one. And finally, Kindred starts the dragon. Meanwhile, Yipsy getting hooked again, but Wheeze is there to protect him. Not if they get charmed. Goes down low. Will probably fall here along with Psych. Ari might fall, however, as well, but Wheeze is too low to be able to do anything else. And Smolder is popping off. That's a triple kill. Beichigo will get Righteous down. Oh, sorry. This might be a Penta. Penta.
Is this really going to be another
Penta.
one?
No, the minions. Oh, the minions. Oh, Poppy gets it because of the minions. which is the funniest thing I have seen in a while. But that's going to be a soul denial, the first dragon for a dynasty, and they have full control of this game. I believe Smolder should have 225 stacks soon. It's at 160. She's at 165 right now, 168. But you know, certainly she will get 225 before Conduit can get on their back foot here.
Are we just at the point where Kindred and Smolder are now too strong for this team? Is that what's happened here?
Kindred does have the 7th mark just now off of that, and 7 marks, as you may know, is the huge power spike for Kindred where she gets the double range boost. And
Yeah.
it's going to be pretty hard to deal with these two members of the team. It has to kind of rely on Righteous to get a nice ultimate. Maybe Faking can get a QE. I don't know. Yipsy has not been able to find any engage without getting engaged on first. So it will be pretty hard to see a world where Aqua or Jordan get shut down, especially with Kindred ult.
Yeah, Darkwing Ducks, his hooks, when they land on Yipsy, it kind of seems to be Yipsy's death sentence there.
Yeah. Very good pun. Ha ha ha.
Oh crap, that's the name of his cue. I forgot. I was like, what?
Oh yeah, sure you did. Sure you did. Anyway.
I genuinely did not mean to do that. I promise you I didn't. I wasn't trying to. I hate to say I'm not that clever. not clever like that. No, but seriously though, yeah.
It seems like Duck has a lot better effect whenever he hooks Yipsy rather than Wheeze. Wheeze not only has more options to dodge it, but Yipsy dies a lot quicker. So I think it makes sense that she's really changed her targeting onto
Oh my
Wheeze
god.
instead.
Was that the Smolder E that did all that damage?
No, it was Smolder ult, right? Or are you talking about?
No, he stocks up the ultimate and he got hit with the bubble. Like,
oh, you mean Smolder W? Yeah.
Oh, that's the W. Okay. My
it's
god,
just a little
so much
thing
damage.
called a bunch of stacks on Smolder late game, and your Nexus explodes. Like, honestly, I feel like we should just get a timer and start looking at random Smolder solo queue games, see whenever they gets 225 stacks, and the average time from 225 stacks to Nexus explosion. It's just so like clockwork. Anyways, Golden going in for a huge pick. I don't know if it's really the right play. You've been winning these fights where you've made them walk into you. Going for a pick is scary, especially since Righteous has cleanse. However, it doesn't turn into anything.
Man, forget that. Righteous has observation hockey. This dude doesn't get hit by Jack.
Yeah, Righteous is definitely. That? Why is he taking cleanse if he's just gonna dodge everything? No, but honestly, it has been pretty impressive.
Yes, he didn't see that she came out of fog of war. Just you know how quick Ari is. That's a frame. That's a frame. You have a second. You only have a frame, a second to dodge, and he did. That's so impressive.
Yeah, why take cleanse at all? It begs the question. But regardless of the fancy feat, the question is, can Righteous get enough damage on the girls? Like, there's just more and more armor from base levels. Smolder's going to be able to play from further and further away. And Kindred ult will deny even more, even if you are able to get on top of them. And plus, it's Ocean Soul, so the more dragons they get, the less bars queues even matter.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Okay, Baron is spawning. I don't expect either team to start it immediately like they did last time. We'll have to see, though.
I mean...
Righteous?
Oh, no, Righteous is kind of...
Yeah, he's playing really aggressively up. If he gets hooked here or charmed, dodges it again, though.
No, it's because he never gets hit. You can have the type of confidence when you don't get hit by anything.
Oh, hits Golden back actually for half of her health. Ocean Dragon number 1 is not enough. They're going to want at least another 2 dragons before they let Ari get hit by that stuff.
I mean, the way this game is going, we might actually unfortunately have to see that. Unless man.
We just have to wait for the timer. Smolder currently has 213 stacks. Not gonna. Oh, stun. Meanwhile, on Duck has to flash over. There might be more follow-up options, but it is just a support, so they're gonna let her live with their life. Meanwhile, Beichigo fighting Renekton, common sight.
Yeah, and kind of surprised to see Renekton not trying to pick more of a fight here, but Poppy is like it's a little bit scarier now.
It is scary because you don't have vision, and you know everyone should be bot side because of the dragon spawning. So I respect his restraint.
So, Dragon is up,
Yep, and
and
this
it
is
looks like
Soul
everybody
still,
wants to do this.
of
So,
course. I don't think Conduit's ready to give it up yet. And they get a stun
oh,
onto Golden. She's able to ult out. They have to use the Kindred ult, however. So there's not that many cooldowns over. CMC is left alone. This is going to be a 4v5, but without Kindred and Ari ultimate. Ari
bye,
actually
Renekton.
still has a little few charges. Renekton's gone. Yep. Nice stun. Now, Righteous is
Varus
stuck.
has to
Has to flash
flash.
over. But they still have a really good position. I know this looks bad because it's 4v5, but the Ari ult being down, the Kindred ult being down, and Righteous, yes, he had to flash over wall, but I still think he's going to be able to do a lot of damage from over the wall. They're playing it really slow. Dragon isn't half. They might get the Dragon, but this fight afterwards will be pretty scary. Renekton has to recall. Is not choosing to teleport, so I don't think they're taking the fight. However, Righteous did not get the memo. He is slowed. He's going to get slowed even more once these autos come in. This third auto is going to pack a punch. And Jordan gets a kill because Righteous was not aware that Renekton didn't want to come.
Why is
now
Syndra
ult is
in
up
this
again from
position?
Ari. Ari already has ultimate because of Malignance. But Figgy is able to stun her away.
Why was Syndra even there? Why was Varus even there? Oh, come on, guys.
Yipsy,
Okay.
face checking again. Getting hooked again. This is definitely going to be a lot of commitment. Flash in from Golden, but they'll definitely take it if they get Yipsy. They don't quite, however, and now Jordan is half health because they left her to deal the Baron on her own. They do finally get it. I don't think Psyche is going to go in despite the jungler being at half health because, again, Kindred might have ult in about 15 seconds. The stun comes off, however, but Gordon, you're a lone second. Aquik is now godlike and should have 225 stacks any moment now. 231. She's had it for a while. Golden gets the flash out of Gipsy.
Well, all right. Well, Smolder's done. Baron's out, and honestly, I think the lead that they had here is kind of gone now. So, what's the win condition here for Conduit?
Separate Kindred and Smolder. Get a pick on Smolder. Maybe Golden. Golden has been playing really aggressively despite not needing to. And somehow Righteous needs to not only dodge things, but also be a little bit more protected because it doesn't matter if he dodges everything if there's no one there to stop them from just chasing him with things that can't miss, like auto attacks.
That's true. That's true. I mean, all his protection goes away once Yipsy just dives in, and every time Yipsy's dived in, he has not walked out. So, yeah.
Oh, they might find Wheeze here. Gets a really nice soul. He should be able to just Evo the wall, though.
Yeah. Oh, does he have his E, or did he miss? Okay. I was like, what happened? Why is he still there?
He's just messing with them. I don't know. Bichigo gets his tower now. Syndra got a nice little push out top side. It should freeze up there for a while, giving them at least vision.
Okay, while we just wait here in this little moment, is Papa's name is Bachugo, right?
Yeah, definitely. I've been saying that this entire time. What do you mean? Yes, Bachugo.
Okay, I've been hearing it correctly. I've been reading it correctly. Is this supposed to be a combination of Bakugo and Ichigo?
I read it as like Bay, and then like okay, you know what? I might have to ask production after this. I apologize to the top lane player of Dynasty, regardless. I've been really bad about remembering pronunciation, so I'm just gonna default to yours for now.
Okay, I was just curious because if that's a Bakugo and Ichigo thing, one,
that would make
he
more
watches
sense,
Bleach, which is like dope, but also he likes Bakugo, which is like not dope because Bakugo sucks. My opinion, you can't shoot me for it. Also, if you're listening and you heard me say it, you're a My Hero Academia fan, and I don't care about your opinion. Your fan base is weird.
Okay,
Anyway,
thank you for your impassioned speech.
That's not
appreciate it.
That's not. You want me to get impassioned about it? Okay, let's start. All right. So I'm playing, but the jokes aside, though.
For the game, to the game that we're watching, Smolder has 4 items. Probably will get at least half an item here. Maybe like a Zanya's, whatever it's called,
Does
not
he
Hourglass, but the.
Wait, hold up, stop. Why is Lee in here?
Because no one will be able to find him because he knows how to walk quietly. Fine, don't worry about it.
Did he go that far just to drop that ward all the way up there?
is really deep. I would have preferred one right behind red wall. Yes, it probably would have gotten swept, but this one, it will tell you whenever they're walking towards topside, I guess. I just don't see people taking that path very often whenever they've got the push and the ability to go aggressive. I think deep wards are less effective the more further behind you are. We'll have to see, though.
I mean,
Dragon
all right.
is spawning soon. Q poke from both AD carries. Aqua's is a little bit easier to hit. Meanwhile, Dodge is on the charm. The fight
So
is a really interesting setup. It really is about Yipsy's engage, and if Syndra gets a good TP off here. Once again, Righteous has been pushing for this mid prio. I just don't know that he has the same ability to do it, because people will jump on him and kill him much faster than earlier in the game. So I think he'll have to back off after at least this week. But they jump on Yipsy. Once again, Yipsy is the target of the engage. Goes to half health, goes down, and the engage is not enough. Meanwhile, Flash not able to land the hook.
Just, I wouldn't even
I think Buck's
try
fine with it.
when it's Righteous. Like, why do you even try at this point? He hasn't got hit. He hasn't got hit all game. Let the man cook, okay?
Oh, that Q damage,
Ooh.
however, will hurt.
That's
Oh,
disgusting.
W damage too, right there. Why not? Oh, Felson, but not quite able to get on. Not quite. She's able to just sidestep it. Has cleanse anyway, so I'm not sure if it would have been that effective.
So
Meanwhile, now they have nowhere to go exactly, but the QE is able to delay any team fight.
Man, okay, so they got pushed into their jungle. Baron's up in 50, but I don't see why they would not continue the push here.
I think taking Baron is respectable. Yes, you're giving up the 50-50, but every team fight you have won has just been Conduit mispositioning around objectives. You probably could do the tried and true, easy 100%. You push down with minions. But at some point, you can also just take a little bit of the easier road and just say, even if we lose the Baron, we still have Smolder with 1,000,000 stacks. The game's not ever losable. Let's just try to win in a concise way.
Do you need a second to talk about Smolder? I'm here.
Look, all right, this is the longest I've seen Smolder on 225 stacks without the Nexus exploding. I'm kind of impressed, but it's still gonna happen. Okay.
I mean, I think that's less on the defending team and more on the fact that they're just taking it slow.
Yeah, fair enough. Just Smolder pentakills are so common. We only didn't get one this game because of literal minions. We might still get one. And everyone loves Smolder, and that's why I'm so impassioned about him, because everyone loves this champion. We's getting a nice push. Golden getting a little bit caught out. There won't be Ariel for this fight. I'm not sure they need it though. But they are cutting her off pretty well. The Yipsy is not the one getting caught here. They're actually fighting pretty well. I think Yipsy's got a pretty good engage, but the Lantern means that Bakchigo will not be in trouble. And Golden's certainly not in any trouble. Weird fight. They're pincer between Ari and a hard place. Wee's coming in, but way too low to actually be able to do anything. Gonna get stunned. Yipsy also doesn't get onto the Smolder, so Smolder's about to start executing people. Are you ready? One! Oh, that's it. Okay. I was expecting more. Yep, Poppy gets onto Righteous, and you can have Cleanse, you can have all the fancy feet you want, but when a Poppy's on your face, looks like she'll have to run away, actually. Yes, I set that up so poorly.
I mean, to be fair, either way. Varus is dealing a lot of damage. We
yeah, for sure. But not enough damage to hold the base, however. It looks like Dynasty is pushing for the end. They've got the Baron. They've got 5 stacks of the grubs. Hook's still missing. Doesn't matter. QE also missing. That matters a lot more. However, they decide not to go for the end of the game. Just accepting one Nexus turret and going to take it in the next fight, which will be around Soul for either team. Dragon number 7.
Yeah, they're just gonna take Soul.
All right, stack check from least important to most important. Thresh, 83 souls, very important, very impactful. Kindred, 11 stacks, which means that is the 3rd range increase, and then Smolder has 310 souls.
I mean, what do you say there? What do you say to that?
I say Thresh having 86 souls is very important. They need to start building armor pin, because the 86 souls that Riot put in the game, because of soul stacking, very important mechanic. Everyone knows you need to count the stacks. and Thresh's is very high, so it's going to be hard to beat that. But also, Smolder and Kindred are pretty high scaling champions as well in their own right. Oh, yeah, that's right. Syndra's also stacking, but now she is completely stacked. And so her stacking fun is over. We never commented on it. Unlucky.
No, has one more level, right? For the E, right?
No. That's her levels that you're seeing. For her passive, it's at 200 shards, I think, 225. 120. What am I talking about? 120 shards, and she's already met it. Meanwhile, Bachiko looking onto Yipsy once again, but the follow-up is a little delayed. If they go too hard on this could be the one way they lose a fight. Golden misses everything as well. Yes, Yipsy is half, but they have used a lot just to get the support down to half.
To be 100% fair, though, you said they used a lot. I don't see that. I don't see they use anything.
They used Ariel and they used Thresh Hook. Meanwhile, Righteous dodging with a flash, which is a lot less nice than dodging with a cleanse or a right click.
Okay.
And now this is soul spawning for both teams.
Also, you said Ari ult and the Thresh Hook. Like Ari ult isn't gonna be back up in 30 seconds.
That's true. Malignance is a little strong on her. They have to face check this. They have no vision, and Dynasty knows it because of the pink ward. They're going to try to go through mid, but going through mid is almost more scary because you don't have as much room to run back through. Bachiko doing a great job zoning. If they wait till Ocean Soul's taken, it might be a little bit too much to scale through. But then again, you already have to fight into the Smolder, so you're already kind of asking for a miracle. Maybe their only chance is to steal. Wee's going really hard, but Dragon's not low enough yet. Has to pop the health. Yipsy is also going to go down once again. I think Aqua's about to get a pentakill. That's 3. Here comes 4 if they spice it right. Nope, Golden wants it. And so that'll be just a triple kill for Aqua. But, maybe a full house? No? Okay. Either way, Dynasty easily win the fight, as we all knew that they would. The only chance was maybe Syke stealing the dragon, and then somehow Ocean Soul doing enough to prevent Smolder from doing Smolder things. But that will be game 1 for Dynasty Starweavers, who have shown that if you're on blue side, you cannot let Smolder go through.
I was about to say, yeah, ban Smolder. It needs to happen. That was not cool. Well, I mean, listen, I can say, honestly, you said they had something to prove by picking out the Varus into Smolder, and not first picking Smolder. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. Varus did fine.
Yes, but that's not the problem with Smolder, right? You can't do fine in the Smolder. You have to absolutely crush his will to live before 30 minutes, or else he will win the game. Never mind. Sorry, a little less dramatic. You do have to win the game before he can carry the game by himself. And Aqua showed what she can do whenever she gets up to 225 stacks. I mean, it wasn't technically all Smolder exactly, but it's an additional level of pressure whenever you are trying to race the clock of Smolder, and it makes it harder to play the game. So what way other metrics of the game can come into it as well. For example, maybe Conduit wouldn't have played so aggressively if they weren't worried about the Smolder late game. Regardless, I am interested to see where the draft goes from here. Dynasty has side select. They could choose red again because there is a chance that Conduit has to ban Smolder, and having to ban Smolder on blue is really sad. However, Dynasty has chosen blue. I don't expect Smolder to get through again, and it's a little bit more natural for it to be banned on red side. Regardless, other than that, I mean, the lanes looked fine. Renekton losing into Poppy was really kind of an artifact of just one small misplay. You saw how Weez was able to bring it back despite all of the pressure from the jungler. So I don't think that they really need to change how their setup is lane-wise. I think they really just need to change the Smolder ban and then just clean up a few of the fights, because like Righteous was playing very well. I think the Varus was perfect. And the jungle pressure was pretty much where it needed to be the entire game, except for, again, that bot lane play maybe could have been a little bit tighter. But honestly, everything falling through was just like a coalition of a few small factors, including the fact that Smolder was on Dynasty's team. So I don't know that they need to drastically change the draft. Just clean up a few things. Maybe don't allow inevitability to be on Dynasty's side. And I think Conduit would have a good chance to bring this to a game 3.
Ooh. Okay, you think we could get game three? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, shoot. Again, I think honestly that I'm trying to. I'm sorry, I just completely blanked on their name. The team who was not Conduit,
Dynasty,
um,
Star Wars.
Dynasty. Now I have no idea why I just blanked that hard.
Mm-hmm.
Dynasty. I think they had a lot of control of the early game,
Yep.
but and I think if they bring that type of control into the next game too, even if they ban Smolder, um, if they actually put their team based around that, I don't know. We could just have a 2-0.
Yeah, but the other thing is that Dynasty was very predictable. I mean, it's good to bring your support up, but you have to respect that if the enemy team knows that and does not always bring their support up for the purple objectives, things could go wrong very quickly. You saw Aqua get dove on Herald spawn, and you saw how Thresh roaming up for the first grubs gave over the first dragon, which was the whole reason why Conduit had a chance to get Soul in the first place, was because Dynasty specifically chose to give up Mountain Dragon to go get Void Grubs #1.
That is true. You are correct. So
So I feel like Dynasty, yes, they weren't exploited that game, but there are options to exploit them if they continue to play the same way. So even though they're the winning team, I hope that they do recognize that there were some mistakes they could have fixed in that game.
okay. Well, I mean, we'll see here. We'll see if they fix those mistakes once we get in the draft, which is we're about to. We're just waiting on teams, guys. And
Yeah.
say once we see it, you'll see it too.
Mm-hmm, Looks like we've got a small bio break for one of the players. Kind of funny. Either way, this draft, Dynasty's on blue side, so you already expect things to be different. I don't expect Conduit to want to leave Smolder up because obviously they can't first pick it, and it looked a little annoying for them to deal with. Even though they shot Aqua down early, uh, they were not able to turn it into a game win. Um, Other than that, like, what does Dynasty change about their bans? Maybe honestly, yes, we started 03, but you could do to ban the Renekton and just relieve your jungle of that pressure and make sure that Beichigo doesn't have to make that outplay that she made early on. However, I do have an update from producer. It is Beichigo. So I was
Yeah,
right and you were wrong.
yeah, I saw that, and that's okay. We're all wrong sometime. I'm just gonna keep doing what I do. Anyway,
All right, good for you.
yeah, just completely get it wrong, but just stay steady, hold the course.
Maybe she still does like anime. Who knows? I mean, there's probably some kind of influence there from a foreign language. I don't think Chugo is the most Americanized name or Englishized, really. But either way, once again, I think that blind picking already worked out pretty well for Dynasty. It shows that they do have a really stable blind
Ah,
pick mid laner, which is a really nice thing to have in your pocket, especially if you have to go back to red side. The center pick was fine, so it's not like they have to really worry about the RE pick. It's a nice tool to have a nice stable blind pick. Um, and I think the draft should be pretty similar in a lot of ways. Like sometimes whenever I see a game, I'm like, one of these teams has to change everything. But this time, both teams have shown that they played to their draft pretty well and just needed one or two adjustments in either draft or play. So we'll have to see if they choose one or both of those to do whenever we get into draft. However, we are going to just have a small break just because players are allowed up to 5 minutes between games whenever it comes to playoffs. And this is playoffs, even if it is best of three. Um, but I think we're going to get into draft soon because they only requested 2 minutes. Dynasty once again on blue side. Going blue side, we're getting pick selection whenever you already won game one is really good feeling. Again, if Dynasty goes 2-0, it will be over. We're not doing block of 3 because the third game will literally not matter at that point. It is an elimination game. And Dynasty looks to get a 2-0 to be able to move on to quarterfinals. But let's see if Conduit has anything to say about staying in this league.
yeah. Side note though, Um, Bitch has been so kind to tell me what happened in the other game with BBC and Raw. BBC won, y'all. Just for anybody who wants to know, they did win.
What way you think though?
It took 45 minutes.
54
I'm sorry,
minutes.
54 minutes. Thank you,
Dyscalculia
dyslexia.
strikes again.
Thank you. Um,
It looks like Rar almost ended the game at 32 minutes and just slowly gave it up over time, which is insane to think that Rar strategy, after being a week stale on camera where you could watch both games that happened from beginning to end, still almost brings it home a week later.
I'm sorry. Are
And
you mad that it almost worked or that it didn't almost work? What's up?
No, I think that if you choose a strategy that is so off the wall that it's easily exploitable, it should have an expiration date of 1 day, right? Like maybe you win 2 games out of your best of 3 series. That's pretty cool. The other team wasn't good at adapting. But why are you bringing it in a week later after showing it on camera and the enemy team still almost loses to it?
I mean,
Never mind.
I
It's fine.
get
It's
that,
fine.
but you're
We're in draft.
really
We're in
upset
draft.
about
We're
it.
in draft. Okay,
Yeah,
so then
we
Smolder
are.
Band. Smolder Band was expected. Other bands are the same as the first game. I think it was the same for both teams, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Seraphine Diego
Dynasty went the
said,
exact same
yeah.
bands, and then Smolder Band is in replacement. We'll have to see of which band. They
I
either
don't know,
banned
but I know
Graves or Nico
Karma
here.
was immediately banned too.
Oh, they banned
Oh,
Narvaez because they're worried about the first pick that as well, which I really respect. I think that the priority does go straight to Varus after Smolder, and considering you saw Righteous's Varus do very well that game, Dynasty not banning it means they probably were expecting to pick it here. But this does mean Graves and nope, never mind. We're just gonna go straight to Ezreal.
Let's be honest, was not expecting that.
I mean, the AD carry pick order is already pretty far down with Varus and Smolder and Senna banned. Seraphine arguably as well. So going back to comfort or just to something that's always going to be fine, like Ezreal, makes sense. I think you could have also just used your first pick on something else to have a little bit more power because there's a lot of power players right now in draft. But Ezreal is immediately met with a Philios, which I really like. Philios might struggle level 1, but after that he can kind of stabilize the Ezreal aggression. And also, if you're leaving Ezreal alone, like you like to do on Dynasty, right? They've left their AD carry alone last game, and Ezreal loves to be alone. Well, my
Yeah,
Ezreals, and so like you don't love to be alone, but they should. Then Aphelios is going to be able to punish that pretty hard. Graze as an aggressive jungler is a nice adaptation as well.
ooh, that's. I mean, can't argue with Graves' pick. Let's see what Dynasty Starweavers answers back with. What are you thinking so far? Because we see the
I
Phillips
think
and Graves.
the Dynasty has liked to put Duck on a support that he can roam with. And he definitely likes to roam. Kindred running it back also makes sense. I don't think the Kindred was like particularly Kindred-y last game. It probably could have been Moni junglers, but there's no reason to switch off it either.
What do you mean with particularly kindredy? Can you explain
Well, there's
that?
some things that only Kindred or like Kane can do. Nico pick is really nice as well. It was banned game 1. Getting to pick it here is pretty nice, even if it is blind pick. But there's some things only Kindred or maybe Kane can do, like some really aggressive level 2 invades. Jordan didn't do any of that. She just went for farming and pressuring top lane. I don't know that she has that in her wheelhouse and just decided not to do it because of how Renekton got turned around on in top lane. But you can always replace Kendra with someone else if you're playing as just a gank top lane,
True. Ari pick up too. So
yeah, Conduit switching around the matchup, playing the Ari instead of Syndra into Nico. I think it's a little bit harder for Ari, but again, Ari doesn't really have any bad matchups, just ones that she doesn't crush as hard. Support bans from both sides, however, because support and top lane are the only lanes not picked. Conduit almost certainly going to blind pick support and leave top for counter pick. What do you think Dynasty is willing to blind pick top lane?
I mean, we have the options now. We have a lot of actually all of the options now.
No bans yet.
For Bet You Go. You know what? Yeah, Bet You Go. I mean, the Ornn is open, and probably that's what's going to be picked here,
I do
unless they
like the
ban it
Ornn.
here. Unless they
You're
ban it here.
already trying. They're already trying to put pressure on
Oh.
the bot lane with the Ezreal pick. Miko also does some nice roaming, so just kicking some stable rock like Warren or maybe even Malphite as the most stable rock. Um, or just something else that's pretty stable, makes a lot of sense. Poppy was more of a counter pick. Yes, you do have two dashes for Conduit, so Poppy would make sense again, but blind picking Poppy is a little bit different than picking it into Renekton. You expect to see the support here. It will be Nautilus. I like Nautilus a lot. It's not that great into Ezreal, but if you leave Ezreal alone because you pick a roaming support, it could definitely do some damage.
Also, I love how they took out probably two of the best roaming supports, probably with the Braum and the Rakan.
Mm-hmm,
Like good, just good bands. Doesn't leave him
mm-hmm.
too many options for the roaming support left, and he picked up the Nautilus too. I mean, it's just could this be a Blitzcrank moment? I don't know. No, I can't have anything, but I'm expecting the Orn now. There's got to be Orn, Malphite, like you said, something like that.
I do like Rel because again, it is really nice to roam with, but also just being able to make sure Nautilus doesn't get in on you. Getting hooked as Rel is not the worst. Obviously, we'd like not to get hooked at all, like you're righteous. But I'm not sure that Aqua or not Aqua, Duck can meet up to that high ridiculous standard where Righteous doesn't use cleanse for the first 20, 30 minutes because he just doesn't get hooked. Darius blind pick, however,
He said he
is
wants to
that what
kill
the world is
people.
coming to? Is that
He
what the
said he just
Beichigo
wants to
says?
kill people.
Beichigo
They,
says, yeah, give me Darius, I'll fuck him up. She is
they,
not feeling afraid.
they said she, Benchigo said that Bash would pick Renekton into me last time, and low key, it didn't go well, even with help. I can't let him run it back on me like that again. I need to kill him. Pick me a killer. And they answered back
Ooh.
with Garen. It's gonna be an actual fight in the top lane for once. Are you happy about that? I know you have a
I
secret
think
top lane.
no. This is gonna be something, and it might draw the junglers up as well. Last time, only one of the junglers on Conduit drove up to the top lane, and it was unfortunate because by the time that he got there, it had already been solo killed by Beichigo. Uh, I don't know if this time Jordan will join Psyche in going up towards the top lane, but I am excited to see it if so. You can definitely gank mid lane and bot lane as well whenever you have Rel Nautilus. Like that matchup's definitely explosive. But there's a lot more pressure top lane whenever it's Darius Garium than whenever it's Poppy Renekton.
Truth, truth, truth.
All right, I'm going
So
to remind everyone in chat predictions are live. I saw some remorse that they weren't able to see it. So if you're hearing this right now, predictions are live for the next 4.5 minutes. Let's talk about our predictions, I guess. Like stir the pot, raise the odds, a little fun. I think that Dynasty have drafted pretty similar comp. They don't have Smolder, obviously, though, so there's kind of this like inversion in the bot lane. Even Darius and Poppy, I mean, it feels like the pressure's been kind of shifted, where before Poppy and Smolder were pretty defensive, and now Darius and Ezreal are very aggressive. Even Nico in some ways, but not as much into the Ari. So I'm curious if Conduit can play the other side of the matchup, where suddenly they've got two lanes that are kind of the stability trying to either skill matchup or outscale something like Ezreal. And then they've just got Garen versus Darius instead of Renekton versus Poppy, which is just quite the different makeup. Draft looks very different for me.
okay, I'm gonna be 100% honest. I wasn't rooting for either team. I just like Renekton. So, but looking at this draft, I think Starweavers kind of got this one. I'm,
Respectable.
I think Starweavers has got this one. I'm gonna give it to these. I'm gonna give it to them on this. Um, Now don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean Conduit Blackout. I think Conduit Blackout has no chance. In fact, I think that this is really 50-50. I think this is probably a lot closer draft wise than it was last game.
I'm gonna put something against it. I think that honestly, the things that went for Dynasty Starweavers were things that just don't appear possible here. Like they don't have the smolder scaling. If they continue to make poor macro choices, not poor macro choices, it's unfair to say that whenever they made one choice I didn't agree with. Sorry. If they continue to make that same choice where they trade the first dragon for the first scrubs, I think they might actually fall into some trouble here. You can't exactly play the same way whenever playing against Aphelios and Garen. Um, and if Rel is that obvious that she's gonna roam like Duck, if it's obvious that he's gonna roam as much as he did last game, I think Nautilus Aphelios is just going to totally punish this Ezreal. Yes, Ezreal's one of the safest 1v2ers, but it's not completely safe. And you saw how much Aqua was bullied whenever Duck wasn't there to hold her hand.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. We'll have to find out. We'll have to see how much Duck holds Aqua's hand after a quick break, and then we'll get into the game.
Not alone. Within my referee, there's holy light. Without a number, we stand and fight. We're doing alright. When we are apart, we always do the same dance. Always on the fence, never making sense. I'm not gonna feel a thing tonight. I'm not gonna be the one tonight. Don't wanna hear anything that you say. Your love is a game that I don't wanna play. So don't say you need me when I walk away. So many words, but they don't mean a thing. You blur the lines between love and obscene. So don't say you need me, cause we're not a thing. We're not a thing. I'm doing alright. Since we are apart, you know it's always the heart first. Don't care if it hurts, you're making it worse. I'm not gonna feel a thing tonight. Not gonna feel a thing. I'm not gonna see your face tonight. Not gonna see your face. Don't wanna hear anything that you say. Your love is a game that I don't wanna play. So cry all you want, but I still walk away. Cry all you want, but I still walk away. So many words, but you don't mean a thing. You blur the lines between love and obscene. So don't say you love me, cause it's not a thing. 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 Take me back. Take me back.
All right. Welcome to game 2 of Conduit Blackout versus Dynasty Starweavers, but I also just want to update you on the other side. Rar again lost game 1, but a second smite has once again hit the rift on the other match. So we'll keep you updated on that one. Really nice 5-stack here with the Nautilus. Surprised that they're not doing a counter 5-stack, but the ward will give it away because that's the most common Nautilus route. They don't know they're spotted yet, but I don't think that Dynasty is going to do anything too aggressive. Just get a nice little word on the other side. 2 kindreds? What the heck? Classic. Just look at the menu map. There's a Nico pretending to be kindred, because Nico does the thing that, yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Figgy is about the face check. Figgy's about the face check.
Oh no. Oh, he didn't. Almost though.
All right, so we good. So it looks
I
like
know that. I don't know why I keep saying that. I apologize. Figgy's a girl. I know that.
Okay, vertical jungle starts. It looks like they will know that Jordan is starting on the red. Weez is actually coming here to stop it, but the smite means that it's just going to be kicking Kindred out of the quadrant. Figgy also took the time she went around the Raptor camp to make sure that Jordan didn't go immediately to the Raptor camp afterwards. So it'll just be a red buff. Meanwhile, Psyche is able to get a lot more. They will spot him after he takes the red, but you expect him to be able to take 2, maybe 3 camps of the bot side. Well, Jordan only got Sykes red.
Man, that's some efficient movement from them. Make sure he didn't take anything else. That was pretty good strat. They didn't miss anything from their lanes either.
Yeah, Figgy was able to get back to lane with relative ease, and it was her trying to get a ward off that was able to spot out Jordan in the first place. So they at least reacted correctly to as if they had been spotted, despite not knowing if they were spotted bot size. Weeds going aggressive for fun, just classic top lane things, but this time it means a little bit more, because these laners don't have defensive abilities. Pulls them in, gets level 3 at the right time. This should be first blood.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah, that's why she picked the champion, to just do that.
Yeah, she got level 3 right whenever the trade was about to start, and level 3, it turns out, is pretty good whenever you're against level 2.
Yeah. Also,
takes a tower shot for fun.
Okay, so Nico, Ari. How does this go?
Like I said, Ari doesn't have any bad matchups, but it's looking kind of bad here. If you take a lot of her Q or E's, then you're going to have a bad time. However, that will be easier as the lane progresses, whenever Figgy's able to use her Q more often to wave clear, whenever she's able to simply deal with the minions from further away, or have more options for CCing Nico once the commitment happens. But she's trying to freeze here. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. I guess she wants to... Oh. It's embarrassing as a spectator to fall for that, but I'm just gonna say it. I hate Nico as a player. As a spectator, it's very funny that I could not look at the minimap and see that was happening.
No, that's what I was about to say. No, that's just something Nico does. It sucks when you're a spectator because she just disappears off the map. You're like, what happened to her? And then she pops up as like a random object. Like,
well, it would have worked on me, but Figgy is not so foolish. We still going for trades despite being an item down. That's 3 daggers down, actually. Very interesting build.
oh,
the flash forward and the flash and goes. Meanwhile, Figgy dies to Nico here. Graves is here, however. I don't think that Tilden's going to fall, but maybe no flash. Here comes Jordan. I don't think Jordan wants to chase either. That they decide to trade a little bit more. This wave push is more important than anything, however. So Nico's coming back to make sure it gets the crash off. It won't deny Figgy that much because she will be here in time. And Graves will pick up whatever isn't taken by Figgy. But this does mean that Golden gets to back with peace of mind.
Also, Garen has Ignite, and Darius only has Ghost and Flash. So the fact that he got the kill off a level 1, I mean, she got the kill off a level 1. Spectacular.
It was all about that level 3. I don't know if she knew that the trade was going to happen. Or, sorry, she knew it was going to hit level 3, and that's why she went so aggressively on the trade. But we certainly didn't know. And that might be the difference. Okay, so, once again, Dynasty focusing the grubs and giving up the first dragon. Now, Cloud Dragon, not as scary as Mountain Dragon. I don't think it's as bad here, especially since your jungler isn't as far ahead as last time, where you had the ability to move everything. But they didn't move Duck. So they got the Void Grubs without moving Duck. I don't think it's nearly as bad to trade that way. And therefore, Aqua is only down 13 CS. A little questionable that she's down CS at all, but it happens. And she will catch up somewhat here, just from the way of the waves.
Yep,
and poke.
Yep, just a lot of really passive bot lane right now. Also, Aqua's,
Marco
like you
spawned, and
said,
I think both teams are
surprisingly
going to
got
go
good
for it.
CS.
Nico is available to go for it first, though, and Figgy isn't. So I think Syke should back off, but he's got nowhere to go. Doesn't quite hit the Q because of the smoke screen, and now it's turning into a 3v3 with an Ahri going behind. But the Q goes into the Nico ultimate, and this should be a wipe. Dynasty Starweavers gets an amazing Nico ultimate with the help of Yipsy. Nico will go down, but I believe Yipsy will also. Has to flash away, flash forward from Aqua. They're not quite going to get Yipsy. It's pretty close. But that hook felt devastating.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I thought this was about to be a hey, we made each other back off situation, but no, they commit with the Nico ultimate, and they get 2 kills for it. Only
and I think part of that
Nico there
was that you weren't sure which one was the true Kindred, because you hook Kindred there, everything's great. But I believe that there were 2 Kindred showing up, and it's a little bit more confusing. And Nico ultimate a little bit happier to be in the center of the enemy team than a Kindred ult would be.
Speaking of that, there was no Kindred ult because Kindred is level 5.
Yeah, that's true. Beichigo going for a pretty aggressive trade here, actually losing a lot of health because of the ignite, but the sustain damage should be on her favor, and she does get the kill on Louise.
I just love knowing that Garen had more than like 500 HP and just got deleted. Like, he had a lot of health, and all she did was press Q.
Hook here is pretty big, by the way. I think that Darkwing Duck is in a lot of trouble. Gets ignited, does fall down to Righteous in the 2v2.
That was almost pixel perfect how that landed. That was, I think, one more step, and he wouldn't have landed that hook. Man, yeah, Darkwing's dead. Yipsy getting revenge for last game.
Classic.
You know he feels a little bit satisfied, just a little bit. But
all right,
yeah,
it's like covering mid. I think that unfortunately Figgy has lost a few waves of XP, because you can see Golden is level 7 and she is only level 6, almost level 7 though, like really ridiculously close. Should get it off of this minion, gets it. But Yipsy has roamed onto a ward. Even clearing a ward is pretty good whenever Aphelios is not going to be under pressure. So might as well use your time doing something. Actually going to help Figgy get the push off as well. And then make sure that Kindred isn't lurking around the mark, I suppose. This is going to be Void Grubs 4 through 6 for Dynasty if they get it, however, and Dragon is not up. I expect Rel to use this recall timing to go towards the Grubs. I'm not sure if Yipsy is going to match. It looks like yes.
Okay. And it looks like Golden is going to show as Kindred. So then back off and show back up as Nico. Okay. So now they're trying to mind game. Okay, that's cute. I'm not gonna lie.
Actually, they're bringing Aqua up. I think this is really smart. Yes, you might get Ezreal even further behind, but if you get these Void Grubs, you can turn that advantage into something really precious with the fact that you have Kindred and Ezreal for pushing. They're just using her to classic. They're just using her to keep mid pushed out. So Aqua won't really lose much. It will be Golden that loses something, and Aphelios might get a plate. Definitely will get a bit of an XP advantage. But that is 6 Void Grubs for Dynasty Starweavers.
Can I be honest? I'm kind of surprised they gave that up so easily.
I think they were just surprised by the fact that Aqua moved, and they weren't ready to coordinate for it, because if they did the wrong move, it was going to be a 4v5, and those look pretty nasty.
All right, well.
And you can tell that Dynasty has valued the purple objectives super highly. They moved up to support every single time, and this time they even move up Aqua whenever it looked like both supports were going to go. And they've always given up the dragon for it. Meanwhile, Syke finds people in the jungle. The hook comes through. This is a tower dive. Heal comes out early to dodge the ignite. but it doesn't matter because the burst damage is still enough to make sure Aqua goes down. But they're still starting Dragon for Dynasty despite losing Aqua. Nico just feels like she can carry this on her own. I think Golden is expecting a really good ultimate because otherwise, what are you doing? They just don't want to give this up. But if Psych just plays it correctly, he can just walk in. Here comes the Nico ultimate, gets 2. But there's still 2 very healthy people. Figgy, Aphelios goes down. Psych goes to another kill. Will go down here. Maybe. Nope. Just get stuck with the kill. And Jordan also. Sorry. Biggie also gets a kill onto Golden. And that was just pure stubbornness of not leaving the pit whenever your AD carry gets dove there.
I wonder why Golden did not pop the ultimate.
Jordan. Oh.
Sorry,
I think maybe Jordan. She might have been just... I don't know. Maybe she knew the fight was over. Either way, incredibly greedy. And that will give over the second dragon, which would have happened regardless. But 2 dragons again for Conduit Blackout for the second game in a row. But this time they don't have a Smolder Clonk to deal with.
Yeah, and this time instead of just giving it up, they actually died for this. They actually fought for this one and lost. Not ideal.
Although this time they do have a Darius clock to deal with. This guy is going hard. A full 30 CS lead here. 2 plates. And just a monster lead. Here comes Righteous getting hooked onto Aqua. Doesn't get the other hook, but no flash. Means I don't think it matters. They might not give Yipsy assist. But Righteous will take the solo kill.
Right. I think that Aqua should not be left alone anymore. I'm just going to say it. They picked the Aphelios just for when Aqua's left alone. So I'm not sure why we're leaving Aqua alone.
I think that you can leave Smolder alone a lot harder. You can leave Ezreal alone a lot more than Smolder alone. But at some point, yeah, even Ezreal's going to get bullied for being a tiny little twink. Dunk trying to hold the wave, but you're just a support. So really, you're just delaying for a few seconds. This will be the 3rd plate to Righteous. Let me just check the gold lead on that. 5,600 gold on Aphelios, 3,800 on Ezreal, but it might not matter if Rel gets on top of you. Aqua coming in, no flash for Aqua or for Righteous again. Had used it earlier, but it doesn't matter. The Crocums come out. Might even get damage on Rel. It's unclear. No, Rel will get it. Meanwhile, they kill and dive to Golden mid lane. So all across the map, 2 kills for Conduit, 1 on Aphelios to the support for Dynasty. And really, Dynasty's only saving grace right now is Beichigo.
I mean, yeah. Beichigo's being a menace right now.
Yeah, and you gotta hope that the 6 Void Grubs on him do something, or on her do something. Because no one else is going to be using these Void Grubs very well if they just don't have the pressure. Ezreal doesn't have the wave clear pressure. Golden is Nico, so you could see some wave clear, but she can't really split push. It's all on Beichigo to use these Void Grubs correctly.
Yep, not wrong. And like you expect from Starweavers, they're going to try and get this Herald now.
Yeah, not moving the 8 carries up. I think this 4v4 is still favored for Dynasty despite their disadvantages across the map just because of how far ahead Beichigo is. But Yipsy is still in the area. I'm not sure if they want to fight afterwards. Again, this 4v4 would be very tough. So it turns out they just moved Yipsy just to feel like they were doing something. I guess Aphelios doesn't really need help bullying Aqua. In fact, he will be able to get the tower without the help of Nautilus just because Ezreal's alone. And that is a lot of gold just solo to Righteous.
I'm about to say, what is Ezreal going to do to, Aphelios now? I mean...
Cry. Well, be sad at the superior twink energy, I guess. Unlucky. Oh, Figgy gets rooted. Not going to turn into anything because Righteous is waiting in the rings. Oh, really nice pull from Beichigo. Weeza's got to be careful. This is too many of these trades, and the 6 Void Grubs will mean Beichigo can get some nice towers back on the top side.
Yep. But honestly, no one cares what happens to Garen. Garen has one job, and that's to be annoying and run straight into Ezreal. And with the way this is going, he's still going to be able to do that.
This is going to be 3rd dragon. It is Mountain Soul, which is super impactful. Every Mountain Dragon that each team gets will be very important. And right now, with Aphelios being this strong, you've got to imagine that Conduit are favored to get their 3rd dragon, which would put a lot of pressure on the Dynasty, especially since Beichigo does not have teleport. So if she continues to stay up here for another 15 seconds, which she is recalling now. Oh, maybe not. then this might be just Dynasty seeding the third dragon. We're calling in the Wheeze's face. Gets away with it. Classic. All right, they're bringing out the big guns. Bringing out the big guns. Last time they tried to contest Dragon half-heartedly, staying in the pit despite the numbers disadvantage. This time they're bringing Darius.
I'll be honest with you. I hope this works for them because they're also bringing down Karen. This might be a 5v5.
Straight 5v5. Duck face checks, but Duck isn't the one you want to CC on, so it's not going to really turn into anything at all yet. It has to flash out from Yipsy, which is a really important flash. And this 5v5 is set up now without Nautilus flash and without Yipsy flash. Kind of curious how the Nico sets up an ult here, however. Everyone should be pretty easy to see. 2 Ezreals. Kindred kind of goes in like she's a Nico, gets down to half for it. Here comes finally Beichigo, who should be the one coming in, but she gets knocked up and stunned and ignited, and now Gary gets the shutdown. They might get the dragon with Fight losing the fight. Aphelios is going to get everyone. Kindred ults on the outside. They're going to get the third dragon. Kindred might go for a miracle steal. Doesn't even attempt it. Has to flash out and still dies to Malignance. And Figgy's going for more. Up. Misses the charm because of the flash from Golden. And
wow.
I think Conduit is just going to run away with it here.
I was not expecting this. Wasn't expecting that fight either.
I don't like how Jordan went in so aggressively, but again, that fight was entirely on if Golden could get a good ultimate or not. Beichigo, you saw her do everything that she could. Yes, she's got a lot of gold, but it doesn't matter whenever 4 members are hitting her, and there's no follow-up because Kindred's at half health. Meanwhile, Golden does fine the kill onto Figgy here, not quite because of the smoke screen. Figgy will live, and that's really unfortunate because they really needed that shutdown. It's a 600 gold shutdown that would have gone down, except for Psych smoke screen preventing the final damage from Golden.
Oh yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, also, that was just a lot of unfortunate stuff. I don't know why Kindred ran in like that. Then made Darius run in. Darius gets chunked, and then the fight starts. Garen just comes up and presses
My only thought
on Darius.
Is that Jordan just thought a big brain and thought they'll think I'm Nico and they'll run the heck away. Didn't work out like that.
I can't blame her if that was her thought, because that's actually, like you said, that's Galaxy brain.
It didn't work out. No.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, she's dealing with people who are only big brained, and she's galaxy brained, and so unfortunately, the big brains were like, let's just kill this one character.
Righteous is not really under threat here.
Hold
it
up.
Looks like maybe they're going to try it anyways. Actually, I lied. Righteous has to flash out. It might still die anyways, but the smoke screen once again prevents the Darius ult, so Beichigo will go down. And these smoke screens have been so clutch.
Yeah, well, I think smoke screen is a new exhaust, because that right there is just keeping them down. Man.
Meanwhile, they teleported in Nico. Figgy gets another wave in, and Wheeze gets the first tower top lane. Objective bounties are coming in, rightfully so. And I don't think that Dynasty Warrior Starweavers have the scaling to be able to just ride this one out. They really need to make aggressive plays. But the aggressive play is coming from Figgy first. Nico gets a really massive ultimate. Righteous should go down here. Ari certainly does. Righteous able to run away because there's not enough follow-up damage. But getting that 600 gold down to the Ari is at least a first step for Dynasty Starweavers.
Okay, this is what we like to see. By we, I mean I, because I put the points in on Starweavers. So this is what we like to see. They just need to bring it. They can bring it back. They just need to, execute it a little bit better. Honestly, it's just unfortunate that Aphelios didn't. I'm sorry, that Beichigo couldn't get the ult off on Aphelios before the smoke screen went down, and he just lost vision. She just lost vision.
Unlucky smoke screen indeed.
Not unlucky. Again, big brain from Psych. He's playing against Galaxy Brain players, and he's bringing out the big brain and showing why it's just better.
Real quick, check the only stack champion in the game. Kindred has 3 marks right now. Not right where you want to be at 20 minutes, but still close to the at least first sort of power spike. 3 marks is the power spike. Flash out from Aqua, not gonna be enough.
Doesn't matter.
Just to get some damage off before she dies. And Yipsy doesn't even get an assist just because of how much Righteous was able to solo.
Yeah, yeah. Aqua wasn't running from Nautilus there. Aqua was running from Aphelios, and unfortunately, he landed the only thing he needed to land, which was one auto attack. Oh man, that's
Yep.
brutal.
So this is soul spawning in 1 minute. I don't know how Dynasty even begin to fight this. Yes, you can change some things, make sure that the Nico goes in, not the Kindred. But I'm not sure that a big Nico ult is going to be enough whenever Righteous is just this strong, right? Like he's got Collector, he's got Stormrazor, and like a third of the way, maybe halfway in gold value to Infinity Edge.
Oh yeah. And does Ari have a Crypt Bloom too on top of the Malignance?
No, no, that's Storm Surge. It's a much worse item than it was, but it's still pretty good for Assassin specifically.
Oh yeah, Crypt Bloom is the purple one. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm about
Yeah.
to say, did you buy the healing one? That's such a flex.
So
A
Conduit has
weird
full
one.
control of the dragon side before the spawns at 17 seconds. Ezreal is just too far forward again. Has to be really careful without flash, but Yipsy decides not to commit for it because Aqua isn't that valuable right now.
And to be fair,
And
hold on.
Beijigo is stuck top lane.
Let's be fair to Aqua. Aqua did walk around the destroy turret. That hook wouldn't have hit her. So let's give her some
Okay.
credit there.
Beijigo is not here. Beijigo was the only shining light for the entire Dynasty Weavers. I don't think they can win this
Hold on,
44.
is Beijigo
Meanwhile, he's
dead?
not actually winning the 1v1. Will die to Wheeze, and the 44 can't be going much better. They're going to walk in slowly. They have vision because of the control ward, but Duck is already 3/4 health, and she has to face check on Gipsy. Here comes Nico Ult, finds no one. They get the dragon, but they will die for it. Surely. Jordan flashes out just to knock Aqua up because it's for fun. Think they will both die pretty quickly. Maybe they get psyched, probably not. They use Kindred ult for fun. Meanwhile, they're delaying for the wrong side because delaying them didn't mean much whenever Wheeze is taking the inhibitor.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, if you want to talk about bright sides, they got the dragon.
Uh-huh.
But if you want to be
And
realistic, they lost everything else.
You think the dragon will help them in this scenario because
I listen. I say if you want to be realistic, they lost everything. I'm not living in fantasy. I'm just saying they did a good job. They had an objective and they did it. They went in for the dragon. They got it. Did they all die for it? Yes.
Righteous
Yes,
is gonna have Infinity Edge at the back end of this. Oh,
what
recall thing.
Okay,
that's just how recalls work now. And I think it's a better change because before it was literally inconsistent if they got canceled. And now it is consistent. It just feels bad.
I just love Grape's commentary. It's so sad. I'm not even upset, just sad.
Yeah. All right, Infinity Edge finished for Righteous. They have to get Nico ult onto Righteous. Yes, Golden has flash, but so will Righteous before anything major is up.
Righteous also has Ghost too, so
Mm-hmm.
just doesn't want to be touched by these peasants.
Wheeze has shown that he will not be matched by Beijigo anymore. And you also have Figgy to deal with.
Yeah, that was crazy. Neither of us expected that.
Figgy also trying to kick down Beijigo, and she has fallen from grace, being able to solo everyone for so long ago, and now losing to a mirror Ari Charm.
I mean, I don't want to say lose. Hold on, let's not take the crown like that and just throw it away. Like, let's gently remove it from the head. I mean, no, it ain't the queen no more, but still, she's putting in work up until that point with the whole lost to 1v1. To be fair, Garen again does have Ignite and Stride Breaker.
Mm-hmm. And it's designed for 1v1s. Classic.
Listen. Yeah, so.
Alright. Conduit gets to play this however they want. They can play it slow. They can wait for Soul. They can also just start taking Baron. They can bait Baron. With Nautilus, there's so many options, and with Aqua being this weak, it's really hard to say that they have to find some aggressive battle plan. All they have to do is dodge Nico ult. As long as Righteous does not get Nico ulted, there are no problems. And even if it happens, Golden, not getting even Nico ult, Righteous has to Nico ult to run away from Wheeze.
Oh, that's not something you want to see happen right now. Not for Starweavers. You don't want to see that right now.
Yeah, if you are committing this much, Oh, Golden might die here, and if that happens, they will definitely start the Baron. However, they actually start the fight mid because Duck has been caught. Righteous is totally fine. Figgy, however, really low from the Ezreal. Maybe Aqua isn't so useless. Flashes in for the kill, which is definitely worth it. But I'm not sure what the fallout will be because now there are 3 members pushing mid, and All Righteous is one of them. Will follow up on Jordan, make the ult come out, and will surely get the kill. And now the entire base is forfeit. It is just Beichigo, arguably from the beginning of this game, but definitely now in this moment, trying to defend the base against 4 hungry members of Conduit Blackout.
Man, you hate to see it. Also, the Blackout says, "Yeah, we don't need Baron." Hey, listen, they're like me. They're just keeping it traditional. They just want to walk down lane and destroy inhibitors, and take towers.
Okay.
Hold on.
Dynasty has 1 minute to pull it together. Soul will be spawning then. I don't think they can outscale Molten Soul in any capacity. They are lost on top inhibitor, which is the worst inhibitor to lose whenever you're trying to fight Dragon. No one can match Wheeze. There's no teleport except for on Golden, but if Golden shows her face against Wheeze, Wheeze might just smash it in with a sword.
Yeah, that was let's be honest. We didn't want to see it, but that was 100% expected. You can't.
So how will they answer Wheeze whenever he's not only got the pressure of a Garen that is super strong, but also has supers on his side?
Yeah. I don't know. Send Kindred and Rail, and
then they give up Soul. And Wheeze can certainly walk away.
I mean, honestly, at this point,
you gotta. They're sending Beichigo and trying to win the 4v4. Aqua has gotten some gold off of that Ahri shutdown. I just don't know if it's enough. She still is not pulling out the damage that she needs to. She's only got 2 items while Aphelios is working on his 4th.
Meanwhile, Garen is coming through their jungle towards them.
Yeah, this is another option they have. Make you match with your top laner, then bring my top laner before yours can react because of the supers. This will have to be a steal attempt. They're not ready to go in yet. They go in now. They get it again. And Jordan is saving this game for now. But Nico ult doesn't find anyone, so I don't think it'll save it for long. Wheeze is running in. They get just the support. If they don't get anyone else, maybe they can hold on for a little bit longer. And maybe then it was worth it, but Aqua has nowhere to go. Figgy still has ultimate. Here comes all the damage. Here comes Graves damage. And the R button is on cooldown, but the smoke screen is not.
I almost
picked him up. That'll be 2 down.
I almost picked him up, but didn't. Okay, so I just need to put some respect on Jordan's name.
Jordan... true, by the way. This is a tower shot onto Ahri. This is a lot of CC AoE. They don't have quite enough damage without Nico ult, but they certainly will not make this easy despite the 5v3.
They do have super minions pushing in the mid lane, so they are on a timer here.
Yeah, but the respawns are coming in pretty quickly, and they're right next to their base. I think they're totally fine. They get the Dragon Steel, and they don't pay that much for it. They actually get a bonus in gold. And Syke is also playing with fire here. He gets ignited, literally fired. But dashing away. So it'll be fine.
Nice one. Nice one. Okay, but back to me going ahead and giving flowers. Yeah, Kindred. Put some respect on Jordan's name real quick. Single-handedly extending this game with steals. Okay, 2nd steal in a row, and didn't even die for it this time.
Mm-hmm.
Put respect on Jordan's name.
Extended the game whenever you've lost 2 inhibitors is so powerful because now they have 2 waves they cannot farm, and you get 2 waves of additional gold.
Now, my only question is, can she do it to the Baron?
Well, honestly, losing Baron isn't as impactful as losing Mountain Soul if they can fight under the Nexus Towers again. Nico is a lot more effective whenever you're trying to hold Nexus Towers. I mean, it would suck to give up the Baron, but I'd be more willing to do it than giving up the Soul. Meanwhile, Aqua playing a little aggressive. Still Ezreal, though, so it's all fine. Just ease up the wall. Doesn't care.
Oh, I thought you meant still Ezreal, still not, here technically. That's what I thought. That's why I laughed. I was like, oh, wow.
All right, they are going to start the Baron. Garen finds Golden, so there won't be a TP opportunity, and Golden will probably be dead. I believe they have... W? Okay, so maybe no TP ability, but Golden will not be dead. They are absolutely going to give up the Baron. But having Nico still means that this push is gonna be a little bit harder than if they had gotten that kill.
Yeah, and that's if Nico does have the. We don't know if Gold. I don't know if Golden has a goal for
Oh,
her Zanyas yet. This is disrespectful, and I like
Inhibitor's
it.
also spawning this wave. Inhibitor's respawning right now. Pretty sure.
Does she have the gold for her Zanyas yet? No, doesn't look like it.
Well, yeah, but she's got the unbroken Seeker's Arm Guard, so it effectively is the same. I mean, less AP, but Zanya's is really bought for the stasis, right?
True, true, true. Which
Okay, mid
again, I think
inhibitor
should
should
help here.
respawn in about 10 seconds, and then top inhibitor shortly after that. There it goes.
Was
Might
all
just
that
fall
damage
straight
from
again.
Aphelios
Oh,
Q?
gets
Did
a
you
hook
see
on
it?
a Darius. Basico is tanky, but not that tanky. Gets charmed, gets ignited. They have to blow Kindred ultimate.
Oh,
And now they need to find a Nico ultimate under pressure. Golden is out. Everyone should be looking at it. It's just a lot harder for the enemy team to see her whenever she turns into another champion. Okay, top inhibitor will go down again. Bot inhibitor fell also in the middle of all of that. So all three inhibitors are down. Supers will be delayed, however. Not even bot lane has them spawning yet. So they will just be with the minor minions, if you will, not super minions. But the Nexus towers are falling quickly. First tower might go down just to that cannon. It's hitting it pretty hard, gets it. And that solo cannon means that there's only one turret remaining. Yipsy looking, any hook now would be very deadly if it landed on anyone except for Duck. Even then, it could be difficult. But supers are still delayed. They're just now crossing the river. And again, the healing and the items are so close. Here comes Yipsy, or Duck with the engage. Nico ultimate finds so many people, but it doesn't find Righteous. And Righteous is doing so much damage. Aqua's the only one alive, not for long. And that will be Conduit bringing it to game 3.
that whole fight took about 5 seconds.
Yeah, I made it
okay.
sound more exciting than it was, but it was really
It-
anticlimactic, to be honest. But really well played from Conduit. I mean, the plays were a lot smoother than last time. The only weak spot was
hold on, I keep
potentially
talking again.
Wheeze, and it was pretty close. But I still had the same criticism for Dynasty as I did in game 1, except this time they lost. You know, Dragon Soul stacking should not be that easy whenever the first like 10 minutes were that much in contention. And if you're gonna give up the second dragon, you should give up the second dragon whenever your bot lane gets dove. Like, I don't think that really needs to be said a second time. I'm sure they know they were being greedy. Someone called it. Someone said they could do it. Just didn't quite work out. And makes it feel really bad whenever you lose that much gold and are down 2 dragons whenever you're not even the scaling team. And Righteous playing out of his mind again, but this time it works out because he doesn't have to face a Smolder late game. And his front lane was just a little bit more effective. Oh, wow. So it looks like the teams will stay on the same side. Figgy has said that Conduit will be staying red side. I still expect a Smolder ban, although they showed that they can certainly close a game out, save a smite or two, before Smolder would become relevant. On the side of Dynasty, I said before that they needed to change a few things, but that game made every mistake that they made from game 1 get blown up by Dynasty or by Conduit. The only strong point they had that time was Beichigo, instead of Beichigo just being the strongest strong point in a sea of reasons why they were going to win the game. Despite playing Ezreal instead of Smolder, it looked like Aqua was still on the back foot the entire laning phase, which is fine on Smolder, absolutely not acceptable in Ezreal. And this time, Rel's roams were not good enough. Thresh certainly did some work, making top lane snowball even heavier, but Duck was not able to get the same results on Rel, and the engages looked a little bit worse. So I really think that Dynasty needs to recognize that this is not just a one-game thing. It's not just, oh, we messed up a little bit, but honestly, the same mistakes that were plaguing them from game 1 came through in game 2 and finished them off. You know? So we'll have to see if they adapt for draft for game 3.
Yep.
I'm gonna look
Okay.
at an update for your other game
Yep. I'm here,
because
but
that was
apparently no one
interesting.
can see me. I don't know why. Oh. Oh, great. Okay, I'm back. Or maybe I'm not. I don't know
um,
what's happening. I'm back.
I'm
All right.
gonna call out to our support group and ask if they know what is happening in the double jungle for the other game because I'm kind of interested in the gossip. So they're still in game two. Unsure exactly what's going on for sure, but that's definitely going to be one that is going to be talked about. It looks like BBC is winning, so it looks like even if their preparation didn't quite come through that quickly in game one, it's still won in the game. And game two looks a little bit smoother. So unfortunately for RAR, it turns out that their strategy does have an expiration date. You cannot just bring the same cheesy strategy 2 weeks in a row, one time on camera, and hope it works. I mean, not for sure. They could still win, obviously.
Yeah, anything's
But I
possible.
am glad. I'm glad that they didn't get an early lead again, 2 games in a row. Because I'm not glad, I suppose. I mean, I'm not like rooting against her. I just think that it was unwise to bring a cheese strategy 2 weeks in a row.
Woo. All right. Yeah. I just I don't know if you opened up what we got since, but that is a 14-4 Viego and the 2-0-12. Orn Swain's 8 and
Uh,
3. Yeah.
oh,
Okay.
so yeah, it sounds like things are going a little bit better against the double jungle than it did game one. so
He's 13 and
we're gonna
27.
we're gonna have a quick break between drafts for this game. It seems like the players are just trying to make sure they're ready for game three. Might be another really back and forth one. I mean, game two wasn't necessarily back forth, although the Dragons certainly made it feel like it was. Um, but I'm curious if okay, here's one other thing Dynasty could do. You could play
What's
the
up?
exact same way, but
Mm-hmm.
pick something for Aqua that both doesn't have to play aggressively early and does really well with Void Grubs. If you pick like Tristana for for uh
Aqua.
Aqua, yeah, like she can scale up, and then if you've got the 6 Void Grubs that you've gotten both games in a row, I think game one was only 5 Void Grubs. Suddenly Tristana will become a powerhouse despite however far she's behind. Um, and I think that you have proven that you cannot put her on Ezreal because Ezreal, yes, is a safe 1v2, but if you're trying to go for that, please go for Ziggs or something else that just absolutely does not need to build a lead early. Um, Other than that, I mean, Conduit honestly does not have to change their draft that much. Just keep the Smolder band and chill out, Be
Yeah, no,
happy
I
with
know, I
what's
get it.
going on.
No, I'm listening and I get it.
All right,
All
draft
right.
is starting. Let's see if that Smolder band comes through. Again, this will be the same size Dynasty Starweavers on blue. Conduit on red. Aphelios ban makes sense, but then again, you saw Conduit's Varus, so I think Conduit might ban Varus again. They might be cheeky and say, if we can shut down your Ezreal that much, we can shut down your Varus. So we're gonna leave it up, and if you don't pick it, we will roll you again in lane. Smolder ban makes sense. So I'm not sure that the Aphelios ban adjustment will really see results unless Dynasty also deny the Varus. And I'm not sure that Aqua has shown that she can deny the Varus. Okay,
I
bans are
mean,
looking very similar to game two, except for the Aphelios adjustment. This does mean Senna is up, and it is blue side for Dynasty. I could see a Senna pick here. It's kind of perfect, except for the fact that you want Duck to be roaming all the time. If you just tell Duck to stay bot lane and pick Senna, things could look very different. They do go for the Varus ban. Anyways, and the first pick is Senna. This works out perfectly for them. They were never going to pick Varus anyways. I think Conduit should have picked up on that and really left it open because this was one of the best picks they could have had into the Senna since the Aphelios was banned.
yeah, I mean, hey, good call on that one. So, but now Sydney's on the board. So, what do you think the answer here is?
I mean, I don't know. You showed Varus and Aphelios, but there's not many champions that really fit that niche still. I mean, there are some. They picked Nautilus first, which I respect into Senna. You want to hard engage onto her. Maybe you go with the Ezreal yourself, but I don't know. You've seen Righteous just be able to bully Aqua entirely, support or no support. So I feel like, I mean, Tristana, I don't know. I think they might be also at a loss. We'll have to see what they
I was,
eventually decide on.
I thought I was thinking maybe something like the Kaisa.
Kai'Sa's a little bit different. I'm not sure that it fits the playstyle that Righteous has shown so far, but if you can play it, it would be really good. They go for Nocturne and delay the question till later whenever they can see what the Senna is paired with. Because again, it could be with the Tomkinch, which is a classic. It could be with an Enchanter, and both require a different answer.
True, true. So let's see if Dynasty's going to show the hand.
I mean, I imagine they're going to pick the Tomkinches. They're going to pick it now because you don't want to go through bans and you don't want to blind pick much anyway. So I think they pick Kindred and something to pick it with. Swain, I have heard, is not that great with Senna, but people love to pick it anyways. At least from a Swain bot player I know that's pretty high level, but coordinated play is completely different than solo queue. So we'll have to see if they make it work. I do like Swain into the Nautilus and Nocturne. That is 180 carry you do not want to dive, and if he's next to Senna, it's a little bit harder. So maybe it just works out despite the anti-synergy in lane.
Oh, and
Kindred
there's
again picked.
you called it. Yeah.
Yeah. So they want to pick someone that can stay out of Swain range, so they probably do not want to pick the Kai'Sa. I really think that they want something that can be just out of Kindred range early, bully Senna, and engage with Nautilus. I'm thinking you could almost go Caitlyn. I'm gonna look at 80 carries real quick. You could pick Draven if you're crazy. You could pick Jinx. You could pick Kalista. Nyla would be very fun, but might not be the right choice. Severin MF makes sense. Xayah makes a lot of sense. I really like Xayah into this matchup, but Samira is just like Kalista, very ballsy.
I was gonna say if they rewilded, they pick a list. I didn't even think Samira was an option here, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Samira will struggle if she gets rooted, but if she can avoid that with her wind wall or just by dodging it, she will be a menace to everyone except for the Swain. And Swain, if he doesn't farm, because Senna doesn't usually take the farming or doesn't take the support item anymore, will probably fall anyways.
That's true. I mean, we didn't say it, but that could be a mid lane Swain if they're feeling up for it.
It's definitely possible. I kind of just assumed it would be with Senna because it makes sense in Nautilus, but you're right. The mid lane Swain does make a lot of sense. There's definitely counters to mid lane Swain, and you might see Conduit defer their mid pick till later. I doubt it though, so it could work out. But Conduit should. I mean, I guess maybe they do pick their mid laner here, and if they don't pick something that does well into Swain, it could definitely be a flex as well. But I mean, you've already seen Poppy and you didn't ban it. If Dynasty really wants to destroy this Nautilus Samir and they just pick Poppy top lane again, yes, you're giving it into a counter matchup that might not be as easy as Renekton. But Beichigo has shown that she can get the lead in multiple matchups. I think Poppy is just going to be the go-to pick for Dynasty no matter what. And that means Conduit probably has to blind pick their top lane that does well into Poppy. I'm surprised they didn't ban it, to be honest. Lux picked here for mid lane. Does well into Swain. Not sure if it's the greatest blind pick, however.
Okay, so they figured that this was also for Swain.
Yeah, so Poppy definitely coming through, and I think the Samira is just absolutely depressed. Yes, you might do well in lane, but if you struggle at all, you're gonna really hate seeing Swain ultimate, Kindred ultimate, and Poppy W. How do you ever jump into that? And Nocturne will not be much help to help you with the Samira.
Hold on. Poppy W stop Nocturne R?
It does not. It's not. But
Okay.
it doesn't matter because if Nocturne's diving in, then Nautilus and Samir are not that far behind. And if you stop them, Nocturne being alone will not be able to kill your carries with a Swain and a Poppy helping them.
This is true.
So into Lux, or if you're picking what goes with Senna here, you could pick Tahm Kench, but I think it's going to be, Lissandra is an interesting choice. She's so short range into a long range like mage like Lux, it might be a bit hard in lane. However, if Golden can survive lane, which she's done fine in lane so far, the back line is really, really safe with Lissandra. Olaf makes a lot of sense. You need someone to be able to dive with Nocturne, and one of the only people that can get through all of that with Nocturne is Olaf because of the ultimate. Maybe Malphite as well or whatever, but I think Olaf is the best pick here. I'm not sure how it does into Poppy, but late game, having a buddy with Nocturne to go in is really helpful. And if you draw Poppy off of the carries by making her peel Olaf or something, then Samir and Nautilus can come in, and Lux can stay far, far back. But this game really is going to hinge on if the Samira can get strong enough to be able to jump into the most hellish team imaginable for Samira to jump in.
I mean, listen, we're just gonna have to wait and see then, because honestly, I don't know. I don't expect Samir to be able to do it, but I also don't like Samir, so I'm biased.
It's also a question if Ichigo can win with Poppy whenever she doesn't have counterpick. I think Poppy into Olaf is just even. Now she has shown that she can certainly win a variety of matchups, but it wasn't her choice to pick Poppy into Olaf. It was Olaf's choice to play into Poppy. So it is a little questionable. I mean, if you look at Dynasty's lanes, I don't really see any strength for them in the early game, which isn't necessarily important. Like, they didn't have any strength in the early game for game 1, and they still won top lane strong, and they still did fine mid and bot lane. But if Aqua gets bullied again, if Poppy Beichigo isn't able to get a lead like she did the first 2 games, then I could see it all falling apart, and Samira can dive into anything if it's just a house of cards.
Oof. Yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, that's Samira's whole gimmick is she just kind of pops up, kills everybody, and then laughs about it.
Yeah. I
Literally,
really
that's in her
expect
champion.
the junglers to focus bot lane, because this game really does hinge around if they can survive the Samira for both teams is so important. However, Kindred can invade Nocturne a lot easier than Kindred could invade the other 2 junglers. But you have Lissandra mid against Lux, so I don't think you're ever having priority. So I doubt that Jordan invades anything crazy. Like, yes, we saw the level 1 where Jordan actually got the negative part of invading. So I think she's going to be a little shy to venture past the river this time.
Yeah, man. I mean, makes sense to me. Or
Can we please?
or she could be the bravest person ever and just be like, "Nah, I'm with it. I'm just here
All
for
right, we
I'm just here for the
should
smoke."
get a prediction soon. I'm really excited to see how the level 1 goes because of the dynamics we had of last game's level 1. And really interested in how mid lane goes because bot lane obviously is going to be the focal point. Everyone's going to be focused on it. But I'm really worried about this Lissandra to see if she can really withstand the pressure that Figgy will put on her.
I mean,
Yeah.
we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. So it is Aqua on Swain, which is a lot different than Ezreal and what was the first game? Smolder. Actually kind of similar to Smolder in a way, but not really. So it'll be Darkwing Duck on Senna, which means I doubt that he is roaming as much. So now it'll be harder to predict him. Predictions are live, and we will see you after a small break for Game 3 elimination match.
Yep. See y'all.
Take me back. lost in the middle of time. When did I get lost in the middle of time?
All right, welcome to Game 3 of Dynasty Starweavers versus Conduit Blackout. Loser of this is out of the league for now. Winner goes on to the semifinals. This is a nice little 5-stack for Conduit. Once again, this is what they did last game. It kind of worked out for them in a backwards way, but Duck is not really paying attention yet. Sees it now. Looks like teams are gonna respect each other. However, this time they've made a really important adjustment. Weeze is topside. Last time that Conduit was caught out like this, Dynasty went straight top to try to invade. If they do that this time, Conduit will know exactly where they are. Looks like they're delaying it a little bit, perhaps suspicious because they didn't see Olaf. However, they will check now. Just gets vision on Raptor Pit. Does not go for the invade again. I think they kind of scared him last time because Figgy and Weeze played it exceptionally well and prevented Jordan from getting a lead from the invade.
So you're thinking everybody's just gonna play it safe here now? No?
Yeah, just get vision of each other. Not really worry about it too much. However, I am noticing that Psych is starting bot side again whenever bot lane was the one that I really thought both junglers should be focusing on. I'm curious if Psych disagrees or just wants a full clear anyways and not gank, or do a cheese gank because he's got Samira Nautilus.
I mean, yeah, he's Nocturne. There's Samir Nautilus. I mean, he can do what you said with the cheese gang. Or he just maybe try to kill Poppy. I mean, honestly, I would try to kill Poppy in this situation. I
Yeah,
just try to kill Poppy.
Beichigo has been the one strong link of Dynasty throughout their win and their loss. However,
Or maybe
Weeface
he
is
doesn't
kind of
need. Well, no, I'm not surprised. This is Olaf level 1. This is what Olaf does. He just keeps resetting the undertow and pushes you out of lane.
Oh, Yipsy looking for a good hook. Level 2 for both parties, but Aqua is in the middle of nowhere, and the damage from Senna is not going to be enough to make up for it. Gets Ignite down, Aqua just able to walk away, but not with much of a health bar.
No, that was awkward. Not respecting the level 2 there.
Yeah, I think they thought they would get it first. It turns out that they got it at the same time, and if you get level 2 at the same time as Nautilus, you've got to run the hell away.
Yeah. So, also, I just want to clarify something. The only reason Olaf probably didn't chase onto Poppy is because he doesn't have Ignite. If he
True.
had it, no, for real, if he had Ignite Ghost, you know he would have chased Poppy under that tower and tried to get the first blood.
All right,
That's
it's
just what
like getting
Olaf
a really nice full clear. Kindred also doing the same thing. However, if this Nautilus Yipsy Righteous combo continue to play this aggressive, they may find themselves on the bad end of a gank. They haven't placed a ward out yet, and cooldown is still up for both of them. Nautilus might place one and try in about 10 seconds just to find Kindred, but if he's not careful, he may face check her instead. So I think that's going to be the next conflict. Kindred, however, backing up just to go get Crab. They're actually trying to get both Crabs because of the advantage they have bot lane. They're just moving the bot lane up just to secure both Crabs, and it will definitely work. However, Psych is trying for this fight whenever Figgy isn't in range. Shouldn't really matter.
Just unfortunate that Jordan just happened to be there.
However, yes, you deny Kindred a lot here, and Kindred getting denied really sucks for Dynasty. But Aqua and Darkwing Duck essentially get a bailout, right? They've now got full wave control. They can probably fight in that wave, even against the Mirror Nautilus. However, if the wave goes away from them into the other one, then they're going to be in a lot of trouble. Has to Ghost out from Aqua, and I think Ghost is a worthy trade for getting the crash off, but it certainly was scary.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I think they probably could have actually fought that, but
Mm,
I guess they chose not to.
The
I
minions
mean,
were not turning
Kindred was
around. It's
also
pretty
Kindred was
scary.
also on the way too. Kindred came at the end of that tail end of
Oh,
that
Weez
fight.
is fighting a crazy fight. Yes, he has a shield, but those minions are hurting. They turn around now, and the first one comes through, but it's a trade. So 400 gold for Weez, but Beichiko does fight back.
Well, okay. So Beichigo, I mean, I gotta say that Beichigo didn't respect undertow damage. I'm just gonna say it again. Not a lot of respect happened in this game. Where there should be a lot of respect happening in this game. Um, but yeah.
All right,
So
gotta point one out once again.
what's up?
Jordan on the Grubs, first Dragon, Kimtech this time, going to Conduit. This is the same choice that has been made all 3 games, despite whoever was in the first lead. I think
Yeah, it's pretty much routine now.
Chemtech Dragon is so good here. Yes, it's usually considered not that great, you know, but considering you've got so much CC from the Lysandra, from the Swain, even from the Senna and Kindred, getting that little bit of tenacity early will help a lot.
Yeah. So that let's hope that one doesn't come back to bite him.
I
Like
mean,
the other time it did.
yeah, even arguably in game 1, it caused them some pressure where Conduit was on sole point despite not having a lead for most of the game up to
Yeah.
that point.
Oh man, that 400 gold is coming in. Unfortunate for Poppy now because he's got his
Mm-hmm.
Tiamat and now his auto attacks just deal damage when you're just trying to farm.
Mm-hmm.
Tiamat is the most annoying thing you have to deal with as probably like a melee,
Mm-hmm.
except for like a range top laner. That's like
Nocturne is almost 6. Nocturne's almost 6.
and
And
then
that's going to
someone's
be
gonna
very
die.
impactful.
Yeah, he's gonna hit 6, and one person is going to die, whether he
Yeah,
chooses it to
Mark is
be.
probably not going to be a fight here. I don't think Jordan is that interested. But they do commit Figgy here to get it, which means that she misses an entire wave here just to secure this mark that Jordan wasn't even going for.
Oh yeah, I mean, but they don't know that. They see
Yeah.
Lysandra here. I mean, looks like Lysandra's trying to scout it out for her.
Oh, actually, now that Figgy has gone back to catch the wave, Psyche might be in a bit of a weird spot. Decides not to collapse on it because Jordan wants the blue buff.
And
But
like
it
they
looked a
didn't know
little
about.
odd.
Oh, hold
However,
on.
Figgy is now face to face with Lysandra, not where you want to be. Gets ultimated. Summoner's still up for both of them. Should just be a pretty good trade. But definitely a moment of not being sure exactly. Oh, Aqua has a flash.
Quick fingers that one. Um, I can't be the only person who always gets disappointed when Lysandra ult doesn't deal that much damage. I can't be the only person.
You want it to be insane CC and then
I want
also a lot of damage? Okay.
I
Okay.
want release Lysandra. I want release Lysandra. Yeah. I don't know if you were playing back then, but on release, Lysandra was a monster. Okay. Not like as big a monster as like Zyra was released, but like she was pretty much a monster.
All right.
Um,
Beichiko has a CS deficit that is pretty extreme. Usually she has kills to go for it, so it's not the worst. But this time the kills are even, and Weez even has an extra 100 gold because it was first blood. So she is not having the advantages that she's been enjoying the first few games of the series.
yeah, and she bought the armor version. She bought the armor parts of the Sunfire Cape first instead of the Bambi Cinder. So
Yipsy's being very patient here, by the way.
I mean, what
I
else is
don't
he
think
gonna
it's
do?
gonna pay off. Yeah.
Okay, he just walked out. Did one.
Lysandra,
I
Nocturne,
think he
Kindred
could avoid it.
all around here. If Nocturne goes in and doesn't know there's Lysandra and Kindred on the wings, it could be very bad. However, they should spot Lysandra here, and I think it'll all dissipate with just Lysandra losing some tempo. Maybe not, however. Lysandra's going to show on a ward, and that means they don't know that it's just a 3v3. Here comes the Nocturne ultimate, and there's no mana, so Aqua will go down, and now Jordan is the target. I don't think they want to commit onto her. Oh, Golden going in at 2 health. Just going to be able to CC, so it's not the biggest of deals, but definitely looked a little strange.
Just you see what I mean? You see what I mean? That was his ultimate. That was his end all be all. And look how much damage you did. He did more damage with the Q, I think. I'm sorry.
Nocturne is on cooldown for a little bit, right?
Yeah,
Obviously, Snake can gank without ultimate, but Kindred looking to use this timing window to go for the first mark that she's going to have this game. However, Figgy is here without Nocturne. This is going to be a death. This is just completely disrespectful, thinking that she can do what she did before with Nocturne's help.
No.
Will not burn to red buff. And actually lives for it. Here comes an ult, not quite.
No.
However, still getting Figgy's flash, and definitely a lot of tempo as she has to run so far away to get just a recall off. And this is going to be Void Grubs 4 through 6. I don't think Weez wants to really contest this without Nocturne and without Figgy. So this will be the third game in a row where the little Voidling passive comes out for Dynasty Starweavers.
Yeah, let's hope this time they can actually do something with it. Because they got I'm just saying they got a last game, it didn't work out. So now I'm honestly waiting for this dragon fight that's coming up, which unfortunately Lissandra won't have flash for. And neither will Lux. So
right, but Aqua's on a more stable champion this time. Last time what happened was Aqua got dove, got killed, and they still went for the dragon anyways. If Aqua lives, Weez meanwhile fighting Beichigo down level but up quite the champion diff. Getting some really nice pressure off, but Weez does not have teleport, so it makes the second dragon contest a little bit hard, but the hook comes through on Aqua. Not Samira in range to follow up though, so...
Listen, Yipsy is on point with these hooks, with those ones that are just a pixel off where it looks like they don't hit the champion. Yipsy is so good at this. All right, well, I mean, I guess then at least we're not gonna fight for this one, right?
Yeah, I respect it. It's just Cloud Drake, not the most important of dragons here. And you are the scaling side, and your bot lane's behind. I think making Beichigo teleport here for a 50-50 would be a little aggressive, especially since Beichigo is already losing in this fight, has to flash out here in the 1v1, for example. So giving up the Cloud Drake just to scale up and let Beichigo not have to follow other commitments is probably the best path forward.
Beichigo should be careful because Nocturne does have his ultimate.
Yep, definitely going to look for the dive here, but Poppy does have excellent tools to deal with this. E4 not able to stop the damage coming through, and that will be Weez getting a kill onto Beichigo again without dying this time.
Yep, unfortunate. We'll have the teleport at least, so.
Right, there's 4 people down here, and no one from Conduit is here to protect. Samira, not the best at dealing with dives. Yes, Nocturne is a little bit better. However, these champions aren't that great at diving either. Someone's not going to want to get anywhere close to it, so they're just kind of wave clearing and laughing at him. Like, hey, Ficky's taking your mid wave and tower. Nocturne's taking your topside jungle. What are you doing?
Man, I think the issue here is they're really trying to make this Swain pick work now. And I think they put a little bit, maybe too much effort into trying to make it work.
Yeah, because it was doing fine. Yes, it has a death, but the CS deficit is not there. And having just a death is not going to make this pick a failure. I think that they didn't have to commit that much, but now Aqua is in a little bit more trouble whenever everyone's gone. You have the ultimate, but you have to flash out while ulting. Is really sad over Kindred is here in time. Ultimate from Samir is not enough because of Exhaust. Exhaust saving the day now. Zipsy has no chance of getting out except for the flash. I think Beichigo is dead on the other side. Zipsy will fall on the other side of the map. Beichigo will fall on this side.
All right. Olaf proven why Olaf is Olaf. They picked up 2 down here, and Olaf just picked up 1 because he felt like it. So
the thing we pointed out before, where Righteous has been so strong first 2 games, Righteous is not having that performance here, but Weez suddenly picking up the slack, having an insane early game that he has not seen at all before. And it's going to be a question not if Samira could dive into the enemy team, but if Olaf can, and Olaf is built a lot better to withstand the CC of Dynasty than a Samira is.
Oh yeah. He's also built the Stride Breaker too, which is just probably the icing on the cake here. Lissandra's in trouble.
Right. Yeah, but Lissandra has a lot of options to get out. I don't think it's really that much of pressure. It's just going to E away and be fine. But this does mean Herald pressure is going to be here for Conduit. It's just a question if Aqua and Duck can take the form of the aggressor, which they have not done all series. I don't think they will.
Nope. This Herald is most likely going to be uncontested. So
Right, and Samira is not usually the champion you want to see 1v2, but in this dynamic where Aqua's already behind and has been playing from behind all 3 games, I don't think that Righteous is that scared.
I don't see a reason she should be.
Well, Kindred coming here just to pressure away. They will get this tower first. And again, they have 6 Voidlings, so tower pressure is pretty intense.
Also, did Kindred pick up that mark on the grump, or did that just come up as she was leaving?
It shouldn't come up on a dead camp, so let's just do a mark check real quick. 3 marks already, which is the first range increase. You want to see 7 before you really say it has an impact, but having 3 already at 15 minutes does not feel bad.
Okay. Well, I'm glad.
Lissandra at a bit of a weird spot. Hook is going to get a flash out from Golden. And just a really awkward pathing decision whenever you're against Nautilus with a Nocturne somewhere you don't know. Oh, Senna also possibly. Oh, Yipsy is not the one on the other side of the wall. It's just Righteous, and Righteous does not have the CC this time. Herald's going to be committed here. Kindred will be late to this. I think this gets the tower. You don't really mind losing mid tower here because, again, you are the scaling team. But it does get the Herald commitment down. Samira getting into the Herald. This does mean she'll be a little bit delayed. Gets slowed. Hook, however, comes out. It's a really good bait. Kindred has to ult here. Might come down. Comes down finally. Now Righteous is really low, but gonna ultimate. Lux ult finds everyone. Samira ult will not find anyone. Jordan will fall down on the side here. Syke should get someone. Then die to Aqua. However, Aqua's alone. Will also die. And Beichiko is just late to the fight. And it's 4 for 2.
I hate to see it.
This is going to be the 3rd dragon as well.
Yeah,
Ocean Soul is a little bit of a threat. You know, you want to go for these extended fights with Swain, with Lissandra, even with Poppy, arguably. Not really possible whenever they have Ocean Soul. Okay, you get Olaf out of there. It's not going to solve your problem. However, they're kind of fearing it a little bit. I guess Figgy does not want to take the dragon at all. And Yipsy's too low to do so. I don't think they're going to delay it enough. Yes, Kindred's on the way, but it's so far away, and I don't think Senna has the damage to steal this. Certainly, Beichiko has to run in and queue. I don't think that's happening. So this delay looks like it's a threat, but Nocturne is on the way as well. Here comes Kindred. It might be in time. If they can kill it, here comes the smite. They do get it. They go for the fight afterwards because Yipsy's so low. Nocturne has nothing. Has Slash maybe. Gets the Blessed Plant as well. Way too low over because Aqua's ghosting. Aqua has found them all but can't find the root on them all. There's no tower here, however, so the chase is going to continue. Yes, Olaf has ultimate, but he doesn't have the health. Here comes the health now. But Swain ult is just too powerful. And the greed for the Ocean Drake, the heroism of Beichiko, which I called as foolish, earns them everything. The dragon and 4 kills.
Well, go ahead and put some respect on Beichiko's name. And again, Jordan, I mean, we could say something like Nocturne wasn't there or it was an uncontested steal because there's no smite. Shut up.
It was definitely contested.
That was fully contested, and she came and she stole that. Okay? Put some respect on Jordan's
obviously,
name. You're
not afraid of losing the dragon, but you are balancing trying to get the smite correctly while playing a team fight that you're against Samira and Nautilus and Nulex. Like, yes, you're going to get the dragon 10 times out of 10, but to be able to win the fight afterwards while balancing that is very difficult.
By the way, I love how, I don't know if anyone else saw it, but Samira stepped in front of the dragon, stepped into the dragon to win the wall to stop the auto attacks so they couldn't damage it, and she just smited it.
Yeah, it's an attempt to do something flashy because usually junglers like to combo their smite with damage. So all of Kindred damage is range. If that happens, then Samira could do the actual little bit extra damage that Kindred was expecting for the auto attack, take the dragon. However, Golden finds Figgy. There's no flash. Figgy should be dead. And just some additional part on that, the reason why it didn't work is maybe because Jordan just knew that it would happen, or Jordan knows that Syke's not in the pit, and Smite does way more damage than anything else, so you don't have to combo it whenever Syke's not in the pit. And so you just smite whenever it's below 1200 health instead of trying to combo it.
No, that's true. I was also just going to say it was funny because our teammates kept hitting it.
Well, not all plans get communicated to your team effectively within split seconds, and that's understandable.
So, I like your technical explanation better for what could have been, but honestly, everyone there just was like, she's like, I'm gonna win wall to save the day, and everybody was like, okay, well, we're just gonna keep taking it. What? I hope we out damage this smite. Um,
It was a
right.
high pressure situation, however. I think both teams played it on the edge. Perhaps Figgy could have tanked the dragon and made Beichigo's ultimate and delay kind of foolish, but I understand Figgy's um, understanding of needing health for the fight afterwards. So definitely just like choices that can't really be criticized per se. Just Dynasty had the stronger side of it.
Yeah, they did. They just got ran down. Hate
All right.
again. You hate to see it if you're rooting for Conduit. For rooting for Dynasty, that was awesome.
Okay, Psych is heading up. I'm not sure if it's to clear vision or just to get the wave himself because no one else is available.
It looks
Looks
like
like he
it's
does
for
want
the
to get pushed
wave.
up.
He's doing it for the wave, fam.
All right. Righteous is kind of behind, only has a collector whenever everyone is going to get armor just from levels. So you don't expect him to be able to all in by himself. So it's going to be really on Yipsy hooks, Psych ultimates, Figgy binds, and Wee's just running in there more than it is going to be Samira instigating anything.
That is true, but honestly, I think everybody here is just waiting. Yeah, my question is, are they waiting for this? Yeah, from the pings, I think they're just waiting for Dragon.
Yeah,
Olaf.
however, Beichigo finds a nice little thing onto Wheeze. Yes, he's going to get the tower, but he's going to take a lot of damage for it. I think he still wins the 1v1 afterwards, though. So he just gets the
I
tower.
don't know. I don't think Beijigo wins that. I don't think Beijigo wins that at all.
Oh, yeah, I was
No.
saying Wheeze was going to win that despite taking all the damage while just focusing the tower. So as long as he is able to get the tower, which he is, no threat of a follow-up 1v1. This sorry. This fourth dragon of the game. Not the most impactful. I think Dynasty can lose this and be okay, but it will be a litmus test for where the teams think they are in terms of gold lead and where they actually are in terms of who can win the fight or who can play it better. Some nice vision taking away by Dynasty, but Yipsy and Figgy are sitting in a bush that no one knows where they are.
Good old
However,
Death Wish. You love it.
everyone knows they're
But
not on
no,
the dragon, so they have to be somewhere. They're not hitting the minions mid or bot lane, so they surely are in this bush, right? And they show now. You see a little far forward.
hold
Yes, he's the
on.
support, but if he takes damage like this, it's a little scary. Puppy ult hits everyone! So Nocturne not able to get in at all, and Swain is going to find everyone without any damage coming out. Weeds finally comes in, so they might find Aqua, but I don't think Righteous is going to have the damage for this, and Wheeze is not going to have it either if Senna just keeps hitting him. He has to flash away, no ultimate left. It's going to be a clean sweep. You lost only 2 people, but get 4 of them on Dynasty, and they get the dragon as well, evening it up to 2-2.
Yo, walking Yipsy just straight walking into Poppy is hilarious. And then Aqua just run man down. That's great. Okay. So also turns out that yeah, Swain can deal with this Olaf. I was kind of wondering who's going to be dealing with Olaf here. It's Swain. Swain is the
Yeah,
answer.
and we thought the dynamic that Samira Nocturne Olaf was going to be running into Dynasty, but Aqua turns it on his head, and she runs into the enemy team as Swain, ults them all, slows them down with Riley's Olaf accepted, of course, and completely destroys their health bars.
Yep, just flip the script on him there. And then the Poppy ultimate to get 3 of them out the fight. Nocturne had to ult back into the fight. That was hilarious.
And ulted onto a Swain that was ulting, just to lose half of his health to it.
Oh man, that was great. I'm glad I got to see that. That was funny. So, also Dragon pickup, second Ocean Dragon for them, and
we're getting to
Baron's
the
up
point
too.
where Beichiko can maybe deal with Weeze a little bit better. I don't think that she's going to die to him anytime soon, at least. And now they're sending more people up, and as long as you avoid the Yipsy engage that was just dodged, then Olaf might be in a bit of trouble. Has to run away from his own turret.
Yeah,
What is going on?
yo, give it up to Darkwing.
Oh, just vision control.
If that hook landed, he would have died. and that would have started probably the Baron for Dynasty. Not Dynasty, Conduit. Um,
Alright, committing both solo lanes is Dynasty to top side. They really want the tower because there's not much to give mid. So just spend the effort and the tempo getting this tower. It's at 2 health. You're not going to lose anything mid. But they might lose the fight here because Nocturne is coming in. Lissandra doesn't even get the ult off on herself. And the CC on the enemy team is not going to save anyone. But Beijigo has to flash out. But the chase is still ongoing. And Baron is up if they decide to turn on it. Beijigo gets slowed. Is going to get feared. You don't have Poppy ult. And now that's 2 killed for none. They're going to push mid, yes. But Baron is still the main objective on the map.
who did Lissandra ult?
I believe it was Nocturne. It might have been Olaf. Either way, they start the Baron, and Kindred is just resigned to clearing the wave. I think they're just going to give this. They see it now with Swing W, so they know about the timing. Kindred is really late to this. I'm not sure they want to fight. They certainly aren't going to go for a steal if Kindred's this far behind. There's not many ultimates. Olaf has ultimates still, so that's a really important one. Teleport is coming in. They delayed long enough that Lissandra can come in. Yes, Swain will go down, but so will Nocturne. And now Senna can free fire. Is just walking back a little bit. Kindred ult delays so much. Olaf will go down. Nautilus will go down. The teleport from Beijigo isn't even necessary, except that they're going to now try to secure the Baron. No smite, however.
I'm about to say, I don't know, maybe they're not going to do that. I don't think they're gonna do that. I think they're probably just gonna go push some waves.
Yeah, and that was Dynasty completely selling a narrative, right? They walked up as if Kindred was there, ready to steal, and Conduit just like slow down, right? They want to make sure they win the fight. You don't want to get a 50-50, so they slow down. They're gonna turn the fight. But Dynasty never commits, and Golden is revives and is able to teleport in. And now you've shredded their magic resist with the Baron. And it's entirely the fact that Conduit did not seize the moment and completely finish the Baron, and instead elects to delay, that Dynasty is able to win a 4v5.
I mean, listen, that was probably the best outcome here for Starweavers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, okay, best outcome is they somehow managed to Baron, but this was one of the better ones.
Yeah, considering they lost both their solo laners there with plenty of time, like it was right next to the Baron. Yes, Samir doesn't take Baron that quickly, so maybe they couldn't have finished it anyways. But being able to delay 5v3 the Baron long enough for your solo lane to respawn is very intense for sure.
Yeah. Okay, that's brave of Kindred to just jump over that wall like that.
Especially whenever Beijigo is just bot lane with no teleport. It gets rooted now. Lissandra ult will be used for Lux ult, but Lux ult is a lot shorter of a cooldown and a lot less important in a team fight. Yipsy finds on to Kindred, or Senna actually. That's much more important. Senna will go down, and now Olaf is exactly where he wants to be, CC immune, and on top of everybody. But the ult runs out because he's not able to hit anyone. It doesn't matter though, because Samir is the one killing everyone. Finally, Beijigo was able to do something about it, but is Kindred ult be able to do everything? Not quite. Will go down, and Beijigo cannot 1v2 even if Lux is over the wall. Oh, Lux making that part happen. So they will get third dragon.
Oh,
I mean,
man,
I assume they get third dragon.
Unfortunate. That was so unfortunate having that land onto Senna like that on the Darkwing. And Darkwing, I don't think Darkwing's in a position to ult either, but he tried to get it off. I mean, she tried to get it off. Darkwing tried to get it off. He tried to get it off. Okay. So, but hey, they still took out 3 for that fight. They are on soul point now, but either way that fight went, someone was going to be on soul point.
Right. So. Definitely pretty intense and close game. Again, the Senna Kindred, you have to imagine, scales a little bit harder. But if the game keeps on going like this, it probably won't get to that point.
Ooh, ominous. I mean, listen, we still have a Baron up, and that's the only objective on the map right now. So we all know what this next fight
is hunting.
Yeah, Yipsy is roaming. You know what he wants. We all know what he wants here. He wants that Senna again. Honestly, that was perfect. That was exactly what they needed. He wants
Oh,
it again. Ooh, and he almost got Lysandra. And if Lysandra has to blow her
all
ult
right.
again,
Mark check.
oh,
Kindred has
yeah.
5 marks. She really wants to get 7 before anything major happens. If she gets 7 before Soul, that'd be perfect. But I can't imagine her getting in the enemy jungle twice like that.
No, they have been on point in not letting Samira have marks. Okay, that says Samira and Kindred. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, if they want
All
to
right.
give Samira
Other
marks, they
second
can.
champion Senna has 105 souls, which is actually, I think, really high. I guess it's because she's support, and I'm not used to seeing Senna support that much anymore. But he has 105 souls at 30 minutes. That's a huge range increase. I don't think I can see it from spectator exactly how much, but still.
Scroll over the hotkey for the soul. See if it tells you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, there
100
it is.
range.
Yeah.
So 100 range on top of the 675. No, it's not 60. Someone in the chat knows how much range 100 is plus the base range, and for you, you now know the context I was trying to give. Everyone else, I apologize.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm sticking with you. Yeah, Unity, United Front.
Either way,
Um,
top laners are isolated to bot lane, but Bichiko has teleport. There's no way for Whis to technically stop the teleport, especially if he gets there late. And the vision is still on Baron, but the ultimate's coming in and Senna's in trouble once again. It doesn't matter how many souls you have if you die to a Nocturne in 3 seconds. Now Kindred's in trouble. Yes, you have Kindred ultimate. Maybe you can go over the wall, but at this start of the fight, you're not going to win it. Aqua is trying to
wait,
1v4 desperately. It's not going to happen. Yes, you have Zhonya's. Maybe you'll get Yipsy. Lyssandra's here. You can't ult your own. Swain, however, looks like they're just going to back off and take what they can get, which is going to be bot lane tower and maybe a Baron. They're going to flash it in onto Aqua with no ultimate, no Zanyas. Yipsy doesn't even die. They're going to get 1. They're going to get 2. And now they're going to try to push for the end of the game with just a Poppy defend.
listen. Oh man. Okay. I hate to keep saying this, but they're not giving enough respect to this Nautilus. Like,
All right, Senna's up. They
oh,
will at least lose 1 inhibitor. I expect 2 to go down. But after that, it's a question of if they can, with downed inhibitors, save the Baron buff from going down to Conduit as well. Also, Soul is spawning in 90 seconds, so if Conduit doesn't want to risk the 50-50 or that disaster that happened to Baron earlier, they can absolutely just wait for Soul and pull it out.
I'm sorry. I just love how you classify it as disaster that happened at Baron. That's
I
hilarious.
don't know what else to call it. They got picks on both solo lanes of Dynasty, started the Baron on their terms, ended up losing the fight despite Poppy not even being up or in time, and lost control of the game from it, basically.
I ain't not wrong.
All right, Soul in 50 seconds. They can also do the tried and true method of giving third dragon over to Dynasty while they take the Baron. It's a little risky one, but very commonly heralded as a correct play. Nocturne might look for a play here again. If Swain and Senna stay together and don't get hooked, I don't think there's many options. But that hasn't happened in the previous 2 fights.
Well, Senna does.
Oh, hook goes on to Kindred. I think Kindred ult has been released, but Nocturne doesn't have a good ult target. Goes on to Kindred, sure, but the flash out, and now Nocturne is alone, and Righteous doesn't have an option to go in because Aqua is Zanya's gonna go in anyways. Another Zanya's comes out. Poppy comes out. Samira will get shut down. Ziggy will get shut down, and I think it's another disaster at the Dragon Pit. Here goes Yipsy. As expected, he will also fall. Now, the only thing that Dynasty has to worry about is if Olaf goes for a Nexus Tower, and I think they should be able to protect against it as long as they don't do anything reckless.
Yeah, they're going to be able to meet him there before he can even get to the tower. They should be fine.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Nocturne thought that it was the same as last time whenever Yipsy got a hook, but it was a hook on a Kindred with an ultimate. And Kindred has a lot more options to run away after an ultimate, flipping away, and whenever the team is there to meet her.
Yep. I was gonna bring up that Senna does have the Banshee's veil. I mean the AD veil, so whatever it's called. So she, spell shield. Turns out they just went after Kindred instead, and that was just the wrong choice. Kindred avoided everything, avoided the Nocturne, the dove in, and was able to stay long enough in the fight for them to, kill everybody else.
Okay. However, this isn't Soul for Dynasty. Ocean Dragons don't honestly do much here. Most of the damage is going to happen within 3 seconds. Ocean Soul might be a little bit better, but they don't have it yet, and Baron is still on the table.
Yeah, that's the one objective these teams have both seem to be avoiding. They've chosen to fight over the dragons, not over the barons, which is kind of funny. But at the same time, I can see why Conduit doesn't want to risk it. Like you said, why risk them getting the baron when
Well,
they
it's a
can
little
just get
different
the home field?
whenever it's one thing whenever dragon spawning in 90 seconds, another whenever it's 3 minutes and 30, and they do decide to start to pull the trigger. There's no vision for Dynasty right now. The Swain that could possibly give them vision with W is walking away. I don't think they have any idea this is happening.
So I don't see them on. So they just what they assume. They're just not. They're just chilling somewhere. Oh, come on, guys.
Well, 2 inhibs down, Baron gone. I think they can still win the fight against Baron. It's a little bit harder against Ocean Soul whenever your entire comp relies on Swain slowly whittling them down. But it's going to take another misstep from Conduit for that to happen. I don't think Beichiko should try to protect this tower against Baron team. Nocturne going for a flank. If he gets caught, it could be something, but he walks in correctly.
Even the teleport on the minion. Wow. Okay. They're trying to end this game right here, right now.
And I respect it. I mean, yeah, Baron Soul is going to be harder to fight. Olaf has the ultimate defensively, however, which is a disaster because Olaf has been the centerpiece of how they can support the Nocturne to get a kill.
And Nocturne is in their base pushing minions in.
Yeah, he can ult from behind him. He doesn't care. You can R from in front of them or behind him. It doesn't matter where you are before you ultimate. However, it does matter if your Olaf isn't able to join you. Now, Golden has to Zanya's the Luxar, using some important tools and definitely going to have to heal before rejoining. So I think this inhibitor tower is not long for this world, especially if Aqua gets hit by more CC.
At least she didn't pop her R for
Okay.
that.
Golden was able to walk back all the way with full health, so they don't lose the tower yet. The inhibitor goes back up, but now Olaf's stuck without an ultimate. He is running away, has to ultimate or flash. Now Samira has to flash, is going in, but it's gonna die instantly. Next comes Wheeze. Nocturne's trying to take inhibs for this, but they're gonna lose so much more. Teleport coming out to maybe protect the inhibitor. They are gonna lose it. They're still channeling recalls despite it already being lost. I don't think they're going to find Psych. It's going to be close. Not quite. Baron's not up. Dragon's not up for 80 seconds. So it's just going to diffuse the pressure of the Baron. But all in all, the pressure will still be on Dynasty Starweavers.
Okay, this is getting intense. This is what I like to see. This is a good playoffs. It's a good playoffs game. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So you got 60 on the Dragon. Pretty sure this next fight may make or break this game.
For sure. A lot of finished items for Samira now, at least. Collector looking a little foolish with everyone having Zanya's and armor from levels, but you're not going to sell it or anything.
It was her first item. Let her cheer.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying that it was like a bad buy. I'm just saying like now it's definitely lost its luster. It's one of those items you buy for Snowball, and the Snowball didn't appear. And now, eventually it's going to be sold for another item, but not for a while.
I mean, that's true. I mean, hey, Lux bought a Dark Seal back in lane, and she done sold that already. She knows what's up.
Okay, Jordan's playing pretty aggressively. Yipsy is behind her. I don't think she knows. She should, however, because the minion wave, I don't know. Aqua is walking away. This is kind of scary. I think they're just going to recall for the minion wave. Not recall, but like back up for the minion wave. Yipsy probably doesn't want to go on a hook on Beichigo. The minion waves will always be in the face. Oh, actually pulls onto Aqua. Aqua's a really dangerous target. She flashes in to 5 people. Yes, they got Olaf ultimate who's going to run out soon because he can't auto-attack anyone. So no Wheeze ultimate, no Aqua ultimate, and no Nocturne ultimate. This is a fight basically determined by no ultimates. Samir has a much better choice of getting in now without those ultimates that are really key. However, it will not Samira going in first. It'll be Wheeze. Golden goes down without using the ultimate, and Samira is coming. Where will it be? Psych still running in. Samira's still running from so far away. When will she come in? I swear, it's gonna happen with the W. Stops it for Bobby Kindred ult. Keeps everyone alive. Samira's too late now, isn't she? She's finally coming in, ulting everyone. It's as I said for 10 years before it actually happened. And they win the fight and surely should win the game.
Oh man. Okay. Oh wow. I love how half that commentary was us just waiting for Samira to get in here.
I look, a lot of Samiras are not that patient. I think it was a combination of not wanting to go in too early and also running to it. But honestly, delaying your ultimate for after everything is down works pretty damn well. And that will be part of the reason why Conduit is able to pull the last 2 games and win the series to go on to the quarterfinals between either them and either Ego Nog or
Yeah, calm down. Go ahead, take a breath. You good? You good?
I'm just trying to remember the other team because I remember them. Syndicate Strokers. So, although if I just saw that match, I don't know if I'm picking Conduit Blackout to play.
They seemed ready.
Yeah, I mean, game 1 even, they had such a strong chance. Game 2, they completely shut it Dynasty out of the game, and then game 3 you saw was a little bit back and forth, but it did seem like they had control for most of it.
Yep. Man, okay. That was honestly just some great fights at the last end there.
Yeah. Samira didn't have to dive in. She just had to wait for everything to be used first. Then she can just slowly walk in with her gun and shoot everyone. So we were all wrong on that front. And Yipsy had some amazing hooks. I don't think that Yipsy should be allowed to be having a hook champion in the next series. We'll see. And Nocturne looked pretty odd. Also, Wee's having a really, really amazing glow up. Like, Weez and Garen played the second half of the game very well in game 2, but from game 3, from jump, Weez won that lane and completely dominated the team fights. And so, wait already? Okay, that was quick, and also not what I would have done. But Syndicate Strokers, with the choice because they're a first seed, have decided to play against Conduit Blackout. Now, Conduit Blackout is obviously the lower seed, so Syndicate Strokers will have side selection for the first game. Next week will be those series, either Syndicate Strokers versus Conduit Blackout or Brad Bolster versus Ego Nog. Again, Ego Nog has side selection on the other side. They will be best of 5 elimination matches. And I'm excited for both of them. We didn't get to see Brad Bolster. It looked like they were able to pull together against Double Smite and Doki from Arbiter League. It's hard to scout that guy. You don't even play in this league. I think it's like 1,000 games because he plays in all 3 leagues now, I guess. So you can just watch 20 million games of Doki. Unfortunately, he will have to wait till next split or the fun Soul versus Vish game we have upcoming.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. It's going to be hard for me to be biased during that.
You're not going to be biased to Soul versus Vish?
No, I am, but I don't know who for yet.
Oh, okay. Either way.
I accept Brad, so I'm hoping to get some out of it.
But that'll be announced later. Right now, we're talking about playoffs for Conduit Crusader. And I'm really looking forward to both matches, like I was saying. If you are Ego Nog or Stroker, I mean, obviously we didn't see the BBC game, so really if you're Stroker, yes, you've got 3 games to see what was what, but even though Conduit Blackout lost a game, I think the only thing that we took from that was that maybe Conduit Blackout has to ban Smolder on blue side. Other than that, I'm not sure what you can glean from the series. They didn't really show that many weaknesses. What they showed was that from game 1, they saw the weaknesses of Dynasty Starweavers and were able to capitalize it both game 2 and game 3.
True.
Yeah. I guess the thing you take from this is just don't show weakness in game 1. There you go. Simple.
I mean, I think that's more of a general thing than anything.
Right. Either way, we will have to see that next week. I'm not sure which game will be streamed, of course. Either way, it's going to be really awesome. It's going to be best of 5, so it is going to last longer, of course. And yeah, we will see you then. Thank you guys for joining us for this one. Thank you, Augite, for joining me with the commentary. That was fun. And thank you to our sponsor, Coachify.gg, because they came together and were able to figure out how to beat the menace that is Doki, plaguing all 3 leagues with double smite and nonsense. But the coaches at Coachify.gg were the secret weapon. I mean, I don't know for sure, but you know, they definitely could have been a secret weapon because Coachify.gg has the best coaches, and it is a platform for esports coaches to track their students and grow their business. It's the best platform for that. It has 0 commissions, free to join, course tracking, and PayPal integration, and you can charge whatever you want to face off against the menace that is Doki. So please go there if you get confused about how to beat double smite again. Either way, this has been the first week of playoffs.
You're really so hung up on that, and it's hilarious. I just want you to know that.
Okay, look, I like innovative strategies. I really do. I am really glad that Doki brought this to the table. I'm just really sad whenever innovative strategies are all you have, you know? I really think that they could have wasted a lot of BBC's time by making them prepare for it and then just do something completely different. But I respect it because you know what? It worked so well last week. Maybe you think that BBC isn't going to put on the time, and they almost didn't. I mean, game 1 certainly looked like it was going to go to the double jungle. But, you know, it just seems harsh to go with a strategy that will fall stale after 1 day, a week later. But you're right. I'm sorry. I should not harsh on Doki that much. Perhaps he thought that BBC did not have the powers of Coachify.gg, but you do. So you can never fall to such a thing a week late again if someone should pull a Doki and pull off some crazy strategy. Either way, I've definitely brought off this sponsorship off further than the ad read is supposed to be. But thank you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out.
All right, well, yeah. See y'all later.
But I'm